Those.
Test.
Yes.
Test, motherfucker.
Now we're live.
Only one of us is. Or is that both of us?
I think that's both of us.
That's both of us.
That's probably both of us. We could check it.
It's bouncing to both of us.
I feel like it'd be too much professionalism to check it, so I don't know.
Professionalism disengaged.
There we go. Beautiful. So what does ASMR stand for again?
Automatic. I mean, I might be wrong, but I think it's automatic sensory meridian response. Some people use it to fall asleep. Some people furiously masturbate to it.
Yes.
Okay, so I did a little research after I watched an Atheism is Unstoppable video on it. I was like, I need to know what the fuck is going on. Because the one he was making fun of was just a girl sucking on some ears. For like a microphone that's shaped like ears, too.
Right.
Like, that's what it is. It's like a microphone.
It's wait, in reality, the microphone shaped like yours?
Yeah, the microphone, they're really good mics.
Oh,
like,
wait. So it's like stereo.
It said 3D on it.
Yeah.
Something.
Okay. So it's like you can hear
it's
where it's
positional
coming
mic.
from.
Yeah. So
okay,
if they go like on one side and they go on the other side, it sounds like someone's whispering in that ear.
Oh.
So I watched this girl suck on the kangaroo's ears for a half hour while he made fun of her, and it was pretty good. It was like, I don't really like him, but you know, every time she really went in for an ear suck, he was like, oh my god.
So this kind of sounds like a new kink based on kind of a new technology.
I don't think it started
almost.
off as a kink though.
It's almost like it's almost like a product of this new recording.
I think it started off as like a sleep therapy thing, and then people started getting boners because the girls doing it are super hot. A lot of them.
Wow.
And like a lot of them have like sexy Romanian accents and stuff.
What kind of stuff what kind of stuff would you hear?
Oh, dude, you're going everywhere between girls putting their tongue in your ear, and just the sound, to people eating pickles right next to the microphone, just like that. People like this shit. And then there's other ones where they'll like pretend to be doctors and they're giving you a checkup. There's ones where they're pretending to like test if you're driving into the fucking mechanic and they're telling you what's wrong with their car. There's sci-fi ones, there's medieval ones, there's fantasy ones, there's fucking like, I spent an hour looking at the different genres after I watched the AIU video.
I feel like this is our next expose.
It goes,
you know, this is,
oh man, it's weird. It's really weird. And there's
this.
been news articles on mainstream news about whether or not it's porn.
Right. Well, it's some of it is definitely porn. That's
great. They call the people making it call themselves ASM artists.
Oh God.
And they will swear up and down that it's not porn, it's not sexual, that there's nothing sexual about it.
Well, maybe them. It's also being used.
But then there's also like, in my journeys of discovering this, I went on a Medicare journey like he did through fucking Tumblr, right?
Yes.
And there's one called Hungry Lips, and she just wears her fucking lingerie and fucking says dirty shit into a microphone.
I love the internet characters. It's like I have one thing that I do, and that's my shtick, and here's 1,000 videos of me doing it. Oh,
but there's a lot of tame ones. There's a lot of guys that do it. They're not all girls. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that do it.
Dude, and think about it. You could do some crazy shit. Like you could do like fucking crazy alternate worlds and stuff.
Well, I sorted them by subscribers.
Right.
And one of the biggest ones is this guy called Ephemeral Rift.
Oh yeah, see, that's the kind of shit. That's some names I'd like to hear.
He like puts on Cthulhu masks and he'll have videos, and it's like ASMR chilling with Cthulhu, bro.
Yeah, that's
and it's like an hour of him talking about Lovecraft shit. You know what I mean? But like really quietly and close to the microphone.
I'm on the left side. Now I'm on the right side. Now I'm on the left side.
And but there's a bunch of people who I'm sure, I don't know, they use it to relax because their jobs are stressful, or maybe they use it to sleep. But there's also a bunch of people that are just like,
man,
fuck yeah. like there's a bunch of people that are just beating it, squanching. You know what I mean? So
okay,
it's a strange thing. We might have to go down that rabbit hole one day and just show people who don't know about it what it's all about.
Maybe we'll organize some links and run a tour, because that's a fucking. I haven't even opened that door yet, so it'll be all new to me. It's
you've never even looked?
I've come across titles.
It's
and
a fucking
I've
rabbit
heard,
hole.
Like maybe I've heard some of the I heard somebody like pretending to like, I don't know, they were smacking their lips.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
what
a
they were
big
doing.
genre.
Yeah, lip smacking.
This is the thing I discovered that really blew my mind. Is it seems like the most popular videos of this stuff are disgusting noises.
Right, yeah.
Like people just being like into a microphone for like an hour and a half. And you know what? I'm going to give these people credit for one thing. If you can sit in front of a microphone for 2 hours and just be like, without your mouth drying right the fuck out, like That's a girl I want a blowjob from. Like, you know what I mean?
I guess that's part of it. That must be part of it. Like, look at all this crazy shit she's doing. This fucking...
But then a lot of them too will just there's one of the other biggest genres I noticed was personal, quote unquote, personal attention. And they'll just like lovingly look, but not sexually. I'm gonna give them a pass on this one. It's more like your mom putting you to bed when you're a kid.
Oh.
And they like stroke the camera like they're stroking your face, and they're like, "Shh, it's okay. You can go to sleep now."
This is horrible.
It's infantilizing and it's weird.
Horrible.
And it what disturbs me about it is it means there's a bunch of adults out there that want to be treated like a child by some strange hot lady on the internet.
No,
now,
they're not real. That thirst.
No. What kind of person though? This is like a mommy
mommy
it's
thirst.
like what is it? Oedipus
yeah,
complex?
whatever the fuck.
It's like like these people who want this really like hot lady to put them to tuck them in at night. And like hum fucking nursery rhymes to them. This is like borderline like I'm gonna wear a diaper kind of shit. You know
I just
want to
scream right now. You know, you build up this wall. You build up this fucking wall as you grow. You know, like I don't want to bang my dad. I don't want to bang my mom. I don't want to bang anybody.
I didn't need to build that wall, man. It was just obvious.
That's what I mean.
I have never in my life.
That's what I mean. That it just comes. It's sickening. It's like no, don't treat me like I'm 4, Mom. I'm an adult, Mom.
Dude,
you know,
if my mother uses pet names with me now, I'm like, can you fucking stop? I'm not a child.
Fucking
like
teenagers get it, man.
Yeah, when I was 15, I was like, don't fucking call me these pet names. It's annoying. I'm not your fucking little boy anymore.
It's like
I'm a fucking adult.
It's just too real to something sinister to be just a kink. You know, like it's just too close to being fucking
There's definitely kinks in this genre. Like there's when you get this, you know, kind of sexy Jewess just sucking on some plastic ears for fucking 2 hours.
Yeah, and I'm with them.
And looking into the camera with the fuck me eyes.
You go for it. We got 2 mics here. We could do that, man. We should start fucking just put them outwards both ways like ears and.
No, you gotta. These people all use like fucking Yeti mics and real expensive shit.
Yeti. They'll never know.
Yeah.
They'll never know.
Yeah. No. I don't get it. Like I don't like if I can't sleep. I'll admit I'll put on like there's this website Nature Sound Mixer and you can you can pick like leaves in the wind.
Oh shit.
Waves on the shore.
You can build your own track.
Birds, and you can build your own nature track.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Dude,
fucking
that's
great.
Dope, like a nature scene.
I can basically simulate the sound of what it's like for me when I'm at camp and sleep like a fucking baby. And I guess that's my ASMR, maybe. You know what? This is one of the claims they make about ASMR. That the whole what the name means. It's supposed to be this like you get this tingly feeling, warm feeling on the back of your skull.
Yes, definitely.
And I get that when I'm at camp.
Yeah.
Like when I'm hearing nature sounds, I get this like relaxing.
Is it the same as like just like the most epic moment of your favorite song? You know what I mean? Like
no,
no.
It's no. When that gets my adrenaline going.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That gets me pumped up and excited.
Or like
this is like it feels like warm sand being poured down the back of your head.
Oh, I'm almost kind of thinking like when you got a symphony going.
But I get that. I get that
violin note ringing out over the others.
And it's different for everyone. That's why there's so many different kinds of ASMR, right?
That seems very subjective.
I get it from natural sounds that I hear in nature.
I think I do too. I don't know.
But I don't understand why. Like, what's relaxing about a girl eating a pickle 4 millimeters away from a microphone?
It's like the law of the internet. I love Sonic, so I'm gonna get into his feet.
It's like audio rule 34.
yeah.
That's what it is.
You just can't help but take it there.
So yeah, we started off with the weird shit today.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Meditation. I wanted to hit you on meditation because we had a good question.
We'll definitely hit on meditation. I can't believe you have this on top chat.
There's no chat.
I know, but if there ever is and you have it on top chat, you're a faggot.
Oh, okay. I don't want to break any of the rules.
Top chat's for losers.
I don't want to be a faggy.
Well, live chat is the only way you actually see what everyone's saying.
Right. Okay.
If you have it on top chat, it's like it censors chat.
Fucking
yeah.
What is it like?
There's already enough YouTube faggotry. We don't need to fucking.
We don't need to expand on the YouTube faggotry.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I'm gonna turn the volume off on this gay phone.
Oh, that was what the noise was.
That's what that
dude. I thought it was my computer making mysterious noises. I was very concerned.
Riding the ASMR train.
That noise was off the radar for any known
okay, well, you want to talk about meditation?
I want because
Sam Harris likes meditation.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I
don't know about him anymore.
We reached a point where it's like, okay, there's this skill that you can develop, I guess, and it's like about targeting thoughts in some kind of a way. And we were wondering, I was wondering, is it useful to you? Like, does it map to parts of your life outside of meditation, or is it merely to calm you down in the moment and kind of a mental game you can play to distract yourself?
With my limited knowledge on this topic, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I think that the only thing meditation does is put you in a relaxed state that might allow you to think more clearly about something. I don't think there's I think most of the other claims about it that you would hear from Buddhist types or New Age types, I think they're all bullshit. I think like if you talk to someone like Sam Harris or someone who studies neurology, they'll tell you that it helps build neural pathways in your brain.
That sounds fascinating.
That sounds good. I mean, but that could be bad. Neural pathways have a lot to do with habits.
Oh, okay.
I have an addiction to nicotine.
So
that's from strong neural pathways in my brain.
Are we saying here that like any repeated behavior could potentially develop, you know what I mean, like muscle memory or fucking stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I have a pretty rudimentary but like working understanding of how your brain builds neural pathways.
I wish we had an expert.
The basic gist of what I've been told by experts and what I've read from experts is that if you try to start or break a habit, it takes about 30 days of consciously forcing yourself to do something or not to do something, and that either deconstructs or constructs new neural pathways, and then after about 30 days, it becomes an automatic response. So it kind of, this is where I get bent out of shape with Sam Harris's viewpoint on free will, because he'll be like, well, you just have neural pathways in your brain that fire and you're really on autopilot, but I can reprogram those.
Yes.
I can choose to reprogram those.
So we could call that
hard.
free will then.
It's hard.
Right?
Yeah, I think that's the free will.
Right.
But it's definitely difficult to go outside of that boundary and reprogram yourself, but it's not impossible, which to me flies in the face of no free will.
Okay, so this is a question I asked a friend of mine actually. Do you think that some people have more free will than other people? You know what I mean? Like if you have some amount that
We're talking about willpower now.
I guess so, right? Is it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and that makes things tricky. I think it does, at least. Like
maybe I don't. Wait, I just started thinking about it.
It's a weird question. It's weird.
Now, okay, so this is the thing, right? Do people who we would perceive as having more free will or more willpower, have they just built neural pathways for that process?
Right. Now you're getting into the kind of questions that, like, and how do you make any determination? You know, like, it kind of reminds me of the whole, like, fucking pedophiles and rapists and murderers and shit. What if they're just broken brain people or whatever? And you know,
I mean, they obviously are broken brain people,
and it's right. So what? How do you manage?
Doesn't make me want to shoot them any less,
right? How do you manage all that bullshit though? Like, how are you gonna end up? You know, how are you gonna live in a, like? What if we end up figuring it out enough that we know who has less free will than or less willpower than other people?
Lobotomize them.
Solved.
I mean, that's half a joke, but like anybody who's like, I'm gonna put my dick in this child, no, lobotomize them.
That's and that's an interesting thing too. There's also capacity to harm, but I mean, like, you know, your bottom tier, fucking below poverty line level people that are stuck down there. We may find out a lot of them are just going to be always stuck down there. It's gonna make the communist thing. It makes it so tricky. It makes it really tricky.
This is the thing.
You have to be able to reward people according to their
potential,
you know?
Yeah, I think a good system that we might be able to implement would be to... So let's talk about people. They're on welfare. They're on crack. They're, you know, their life is fucked. They don't feel like there's any way out of it. Set up a center that's just, do you like your life? Do you hate your life? If you hate your life, come and talk to us. And if a person says, I hate my life, these are all the things wrong with my life, if they will agree to it, you put them into like some kind of a... I'm talking about fucking psychotherapy right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like there needs to be a better way for people to sign up for it, though. Like, and a way that isn't as, we're just going to put you on drugs.
It's a weird balance. There's a lot of people that are in between cracks that the systems designed to get them out of it are repelling them simultaneously.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how to solve it.
And a lot of them, too, are just too dumb to know that there's anything wrong.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate fact. I've seen this myself firsthand. Like, I know a lot of people who could be intelligent, functioning human beings, but they don't know there's anything wrong with being a stripper and doing crack every day.
There's also a thing
They think everything's great because they're having parties all the time and they're having fun.
Do you think there's many jobs that could be done on like a convenience voluntary basis? You know what I mean? Like jobs you can sign up for to literally work for 2 days or something, and they just bring you into fucking whatever the hell.
Like to see if you
No,
like
just
it
for
or
you
have
to
the
make
chops.
some money and bolt on them. You know? Do you think it would ever be possible? Like self checkout at a Walmart.
I think that would be better than just handing people welfare money.
And also, listen, man, there's just people that don't go. Like, they show up for a week, and then they stop, and then they friggin'... I'm one of these people.
Yeah.
I've fallen through a lot of friggin' cracks just because I suck at...
I used to be a job hopper when I was younger.
I'm trying to build that thing. I always get into a cycle, though, where I end up on some kind of a weird level with my boss, and I don't level with them, and things get over my head.
So you know what your problem is, though.
Yes.
So don't do it.
I know,
and it's not that easy.
That's right. But the thing is that the way it's set up right now, that nukes the shit out of you. You become a write-off in a lot of ways if you develop a history of that, and you get like
I figured out. I figured out the loophole on that.
What's that?
Don't put it on your resume.
I know, but then you have no job history. You know what I mean? Or you gotta lie, or you gotta.
No, you don't. You don't have to lie. I'm just. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good at selling myself.
I'm not, and that's another thing.
I'm really good at talking myself up to people.
Huge advantage to somebody who's good at selling themselves.
Yeah.
Huge, and it's like.
I almost got a job selling life insurance. I have zero qualifications
I fight for fucking McDonald's jobs.
But I got the interview because I ran into the guy at Tim Hortons in line, and he overheard me talking about looking for a job. He asked me if I had any experience in the field. I opened with nope, not even a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I could work it out. And then I switched the conversation to a non-work related topic and just got to know the guy a bit.
Damn you.
Kind of made friends with him. He said, you know what, I'd like to interview him. I went into the interview and I basically just shot the shit with him for a half an hour. I didn't really talk about the job.
That's how you do it, though.
He was
learning.
He was upset when I failed their test to get the job. And
he likes you. He fucking likes you.
You want to know why I failed it? Because I didn't have enough Twitter followers, which is important to, I guess, nowadays to sell life insurance. And I don't want that job anyways. I was actually just trying to see if I could con my way into a job I didn't deserve.
Jesus.
He contacted me 6 months later and begged me to take the test again. And I was like, sorry, man, I'm not interested, but I appreciate it. If you can get a person to like you, they don't care if you're qualified. We know another case of somebody who has a job they're not qualified for.
That's true. That's a big... I think you just stumbled on something big, man. Because that's what I'm saying about these people is they're in a position where they're inherently unlikable.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the people I was talking about earlier that are on that low. And it's not that they're not necessarily capable of things. It's that they show up for the interview and they talk like a fucking trucker.
Yep.
And
everyone around them does, though.
Yeah, and they don't have the ability to stop themselves from saying things that no one wants to hear.
It's a social disconnect, dude. It's like they're just not aware.
Like they'll go to a job interview and be like, yeah, you know, this... sorry I'm late. These crackheads broke into my house last night and I had to fucking chase them out with a baseball bat. You just fucked yourself.
Yep.
You just... Why would you say that to anyone?
I know.
Let alone a future employer.
I know.
And they think it's a good excuse for not being on time because they live in a shitty neighborhood and that's just what happens. But to the person that they're saying it to, they're thinking, well, if you had crackheads raiding your house, you probably smoke crack. Why else would they do that? You know what I mean? But... yeah,
it's bad, man.
How do you train those people to not think like that?
I have no clue where
to be. They have a life of fucking nurture, the bad nurture that was put into them.
Bad touch. Very bad touch indeed.
Lots of bad touch.
Lots of bad touch. No, and it's funny because every time you try and think of something good, you end up building some kind of a freakish work camp or fucking like scary program, and it's like, oh shit, I'm coddling human beings now. Damn it, what have I done? You just can't win. It's weird. Will we always have poor people, man?
Yes.
Always?
The only way we won't have poor people is if we institute global communism, and
I think that's going to make the most poor people. That's, you know, like...
relative to what?
Oh, yeah, true. Okay.
I'm not saying it'll be good.
Yeah, no.
But, and that's not even necessarily true. Communist China, there's people who live in the forest.
Yeah.
In camps.
I want to do the forest.
It's not good.
Not in a camp.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a forest camp guy.
No.
Just a forest guy. Beauty.
Oh, I'm just planning on. I'm gonna send send this link to a couple people.
Dirty money.
The dirtiest of money.
All right. What else do we got? We didn't even get on to we haven't even started the show yet. This is still technically pre-show. The show is on. It's live and
I mean, what
alive.
is the show?
But that was
What
just,
is the show? Isn't a thing.
that was meditation, poor people, and ASMR. We don't give a fuck about any of those things, truly. So that's that's just,
You know, and this is the thing, right?
Mm.
As someone who spent a lot of time around poor people, I can tell you I don't care about them.
well, that's the problem, and
And
that's
it's not because I don't have empathy for them. It's because the ball's in their court, and I can't do anything about it. And if I say I'm gonna fix poor people, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck am I to say that I have any right to go in and change the way these people think and the way that they act and the way they behave?
It's like a self-defeating problem.
Tell you right now, if they heard me say I'm gonna fix your lives, they'd be like, "Fuck you! Who the fuck do you think you are? You
man.
piece of shit!" It doesn't work that way. You can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I think both. I can't remember if you come from the same area as me. But we both we didn't grow up in suburbia. Neither of us.
Oh, I did. I started off in suburbia.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, up until about.
You had a worse teenage period than me, though. So.
Yeah, up until about 6-7 years old, I was in suburbia, and then the parents split up.
Wow.
And then I was I was still in suburbia for.
Right, you were like half in.
Till I was about till I was about 15, 16.
Full-time living, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and actually, because my parents split up, and then it was a single mother situation for a while, and then eventually she ended up with someone who had way more money than my family ever had. Mm-hmm. So I was in like ultra suburbia for the last 2 years, but that was when I went off the handle, said fuck everyone, abandoned that silver spoon-ish life. Like, I wasn't rich, but you know, I was well off, and moved in with a fucking bunch of deadbeats. I went from a fucking, $300,000 4-bedroom house in a quaint, white picket fence neighborhood to Cracktown in a dilapidated house that smelled like dog piss and had fucking.
It's kind of like you vaccinated yourself, though. It's kind of hilarious. You're like, I can't.
I don't regret any of it.
It's almost like if you hadn't gone, you'd be one of the kids we're making fun of.
I might be.
You know what I mean?
I was before I went.
Like if you just kept, like
before I went, my life was fucking Lincoln Park and whatever the adults told me.
Yeah.
I didn't think for myself. I didn't have any really well-formed opinions of my own. And then I went out into the world on my own, way too young, and got into some really bad shit with some not so great people, and. Not all of them were bad. A lot of them were in the same position as me.
There's fucking chunks of gold throughout all of it, man.
Well, no, it was all gold.
Yeah.
It was all gold. The worst thing, pulling people out of nooses.
Yeah.
It was all gold because it's the reason I'm the way I am.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I mean,
that's really cliche, but like,
in a lot of the people,
it's true.
Like, I met a lot of my sketchiness through girlfriends, and there'd always be one guy in the group who just, well, it was often me, but there'd be at least another guy who was just like on the edge. You know what I mean? Did not belong in the room he was in. Was too kind and too fucking smart, but for whatever reason was locked in with this group of people who couldn't appreciate it or see it at all. You know what I mean? Like, there's
at the risk of stroking my own dick a little bit too hard. Like, I feel I was in a similar position. I didn't belong anywhere that I was from 15.
You've told me a lot of stories where people
Onward.
tell you that.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that same thing.
Yeah.
People are like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is where I live.
Yeah.
This is my
Well, a lot of
existence.
people at that point in my life, they'd find out where I came from.
And it's funny, though.
They'd find out the neighborhood I came from, and they'd be like, what? How the fuck did you end up in this fucking basement with these two guys over here smoking crack, and this guy over here selling weed, and these guys, the guy who just left was shooting up heroin before he got here, like, and I didn't really have my answer at that point in time was, fuck the adults. They don't know what's best for me.
Right.
You know, but neither did I. So, but I found out the hard way. So.
Well, it's kind of
But I think the hard way is the good way.
the ultimate way. It is. It really is. Like I said, a lot of my girlfriends showed me a lot of fucking like what people are capable of and the fucking kinds of crazy that exist in the world. Not her directly
I feel
either.
like that's
it's like
a lot
the
of what
people
I
I
learned.
met. You know.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot of what I learned in that situation between like 15 and 23. I found out both how good people can be and how fucking evil people can be.
Yep.
And it really made me, I think, a more balanced person.
And I think another big lesson there was that a lot of
it also almost killed me.
Well, that's it. A lot of bullshit is just fucking bullshit, and if you live it like it's reality all the time, you end up with this fucking situation. You know, you end up in crazy town. Like what you were saying about the whole like whoever tried to kick in my fucking front door, and you know, you show up to a
All
job
of the
interview.
doors.
No, you show up to a job interview telling these crazy stories. And
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
It poisons your whole life.
Yeah.
You had this whole real life thing over a drug you take or not, or whoever takes.
Yeah.
Somebody in your fucking neighborhood, and it's like that was what my girlfriends brought to me. I lost jobs because I was up at 4 a.m. dealing with drama that I thought was real life, and it wasn't real life, man. You know?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, like $60 sometimes. It's $20. It's fucking something stupid, you know? It's a couple of words said. Holy shit. Sign me up for more. Damn. That's what it taught me, was that and it didn't, I don't know, I didn't get all the way there. Still working on it, but frig.
You're always working on it. Everybody's always working. If
that's
you're not
true.
working on it, you're a failure.
Wash your balls every day.
Yeah.
Every single
Clean your
day.
goddamn room. Wash your testicles.
Get your testicles shiny.
Make sure you wipe your butthole enough.
Worst Jordan Peterson ever. That's basically it. Mm-hmm. Oh, fucking, I don't know. Oh, did you hear Beyonce?
Oh, good God. Why
Her
are we
drummer.
talking-
Her drummer.
Why are we talking about Beyonce?
Her drummer levied charges against her. Well, I wanted a
please
restraining
tell me sexual
order.
harassment.
Restraining order.
Please tell me it's a Me Too.
Sexual harassment. It's a woman. It's 2 women. But no. It's not legit though. No. I think it's legit, but it's already been turned down because it's not just sexual. It's sexual witchcraft.
What?
She made her kill her kitten. She killed her kitten. She killed her kitten. She killed her fucking kitten.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Beyonce killed my kitten. I'm not fucking.
That sounds
Here
like
we
some-
go.
that
Beyonce
sounds like-
accused of extreme witchcraft
She
by
does-
her
she
ex
does-
drummer.
She looks like
Look at the fucking
Queen
picture.
of the Damned.
Yeah.
shit there.
She did it, man. I'm telling you. The
Think
judge
so, eh?
denied it. Denied the restraining order.
I mean, why on earth would a judge just deny claims of witchcraft?
Well, so Beyonce is a Wiccan. That's my conclusion. I feel like this is too weird and too specific.
Is
and
that true?
It's too non-social media.
I mean,
give me money. It's a restraining order.
Look, okay, so this is the thing,
It's
right?
oddly legit, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised at all if Beyonce was a Wiccan because it seems like
Wiccan
most...
sex cult, Beyonce? Come on, are you kidding me?
Well, it seems like a lot of people in Hollywood are into the fucking retarded spiritual woo-woo shit.
They do some weird sex
It's-
shit.
like I was talking about this the other day. You'll look at someone's Twitter bio and they're like, pagan Wiccan.
Yeah, I'm a pagan Wiccan.
Redundant as fuck, but thanks for letting us know.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. I can't wait to be vindicated on that one because it just it's got the ring of truth to it. There's too much in there. I don't know. Not a lot has been happening over the last week.
Yeah, I was kind
I
of
don't
looking
think.
around.
I don't know. What do I know?
There wasn't too much interesting going on. There was a couple things I was thinking about that I wanted to talk about just off the cuff.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, like these fucking spiritualist people was one thing I wanted to talk about.
Are you feeling a resurgence?
No.
Thank God.
Okay, so I'll open up a little bit here and say I've spent a little bit of time on some dating sites lately.
Oh, okay.
Just, you know,
Oh, this is like
testing
yeah.
the waters.
Yeah.
And I see on so many goddamn fucking profiles, spiritual
Yeah.
AF. My spirituality is really important to
It's
me.
a meme.
And I can't hate on these people too hard because I used to be the type of person that was into that kind of stuff. But I grew out of it when I was like 20. 2021.
Yes.
And because it's bullshit. And I mean,
really, it's bullshit.
It's horse shit.
Even chakras?
Yeah, especially chakras. Fuck. The chakras are fucking. Show me the science.
Show me.
Where is the?
What does the science say?
What does the science say about chakras?
Fucking
Nothing. That's the thing. Nothing.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything because it's fucking bullshit.
But you go in and you feel better when you come out, man. How do you?
Not always.
How do you explain
Not
that?
always. I've watched people go insane because of these ideologies.
Damn.
Completely lost their minds,
Oh,
their
yeah.
identities,
Yeah.
have no idea who they are. Now they just spend their lives in a schizophrenic stupor trying to figure out what fucking moon they have to wait for to finally find themselves again.
That's something I find
It's
interesting.
cancer.
I find that interesting about like religions, ideologies. You know, you got your whateverism. Is that it's so specific and life grabbing. You know, it implements itself into every facet of your life. And now suddenly I can't have a conversation with you about anything because I don't know any of the terms that you're using. Something I've been trying to fucking avoid is not becoming a person with a limited set of vocabulary and internalized definitions.
I think, okay, so a book that I like is good old Hitchens' really How Religion Poisons Everything.
I think it's on
I
my
think
shelf.
spirituality, like non-organized religion, like
Yeah.
the woo-woo, I
Yeah.
think it's worse.
I tend to agree with
I think
you.
this new age shit,
Yeah.
all this spiritualism, I think it's more poisonous than organized religion. And that's saying a lot because the Vatican's probably got a dungeon filled with 12-year-olds.
Well, it's take the organized out of religion, and I feel like that's spirituality. It's just a fucking clusterfuck of whatever you want to make up, whatever you want to feel, and then, you know, throw in contradicting ideas, throw in everything. You can
Yeah.
believe something different every day.
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
matter.
like a way that you can just tailor make excuses for all of your bullshit.
What's that word? What's the postmodernists or whatever? Or
Postmodernists.
is that the guys like where you like?
I mean, you could say
nothing's
that
objective.
You could say that
know?
this stuff is kind of a postmodern thing.
It's like a It's like a hippie evolution into postmodernism, or it's like a hippie being like, "Yeah, I fucking told you guys," because I feel like they were always, you know, everything is subjective, and I can take all these weird things on board, and love is valuable somehow now, and fucking just things get all twisted.
Well, that's the thing, right? Is even the good messages that these spiritualist beliefs contain are overshadowed by the just complete ego fucking driven bullshit that these things are like. It's all about me. How can I be this? How can I be that?
There's
And
a real like
love
ringleader model
yourself.
going on too.
All of these people have the potential to become cult leaders.
Yeah, the guru.
Yeah, the gurus.
I'm a guru.
Guru is just a fucking pet name for a cult leader.
It's
That's all
fun.
it is.
It's intense, man. It's fun.
I've never met a guru that didn't come across as a fucking megalomaniac. Ever.
Guru.
Both in real life, in person, and like people like Deepak Chopra.
Is he? Yeah, I guess he is. Huh?
He's probably
like
the most benign
Yeah.
guru I've ever seen. Because he'll argue in...
What even is he? Like a philosophical
He'll call himself a
commentator?
philosopher.
A philosopher commentator?
Nah, he's
like
a shill. He's a snake oil salesman. And that's
Ah.
what all of these... This is the thing, right? Is these spiritualist beliefs, all they do is open the door for these snake oil salesmen to come in and profit off people who are fucking 4
Yeah.
inches from suicide.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and it makes me fucking sick.
I've noticed that trend. Like you have an idea, and then out come the books, and then out come the devices, and then a new idea because the device is shit. And
Yeah.
then out come the books, and you just loop it till the end of time.
Well, they were all riding The Secret, the law of attraction train. Do you know how deeply embedded in society that fucking Secret movie got?
Oh, it's great.
I participated in a government program, and they made us watch that.
Yeah.
They tried to tell us that we could fucking manifest things like gods if we just thought about it hard enough.
There's something interesting there because it's hijacking something that's probably a kind of good idea.
Well, you want to hear the
right?
most interesting thing about
Like,
this specific situation?
Positive thinking isn't the worst.
No, it's not. But
right?
listen, this was a program to take people who were high school dropouts, get them work experience, and get them real jobs. And they made us watch a movie that told us that if we just sat in a room and pictured checks coming to us in the mail, that we could make money by just imagining them being delivered to us, and that it would work.
So that goes right back to what we were talking about earlier, about how programs designed to get people who fell through the cracks often repulse them.
Yeah.
You know, repel
Or they fill
them.
their head with bullshit that's not going to work.
Well, I mean, if you're not gonna take that shit, you're automatically like, okay, this is a bunch of fucking bullshit. You know, you have no respect for the system anymore. Hey, no, but it's good. It's like it's kind of like AA. It's just a handy tool. It's not some religious chicanery.
Chicanery?
Chicanery.
What's chicanery?
I don't know because I can't spell it, and if any of the non-viewers happen to know what that is.
But yeah,
I'd
I've
love to
noticed.
know. It might be racist. I don't know.
Probably racist.
Probably racist.
But back to what I was getting, like my little admission there earlier. Every time I'm on, I'll see a girl
yes.
that I match with on a dating site,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh yeah, I could get down with this. I'm reading, she's cute. I'm reading the profile, and it's like, oh, she sounds ambitious. She's got her shit together. And then I run into this shit, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it.
Could you imagine, man? Like, I just can't even imagine.
I
Just
can't
because it's
sit
part of
and-
their life. They're,
Yeah.
you know, it's the
And they
person
all-
you're looking
and
at.
they
you know?
all want to tell everybody about it. It's like fucking born again Christians. They want to fucking spread it like a virus. So it's like, doesn't matter.
They
want to
do the shit on you. They want to
Yeah.
fucking make you heal.
Yeah,
they want to
do
heal your
Reiki
shit.
and shit.
They want to change your diet up a little bit
Yeah.
because your shit's off.
Oh, and they're the kind of people where you'll be like, oh man, I'm not feeling good. I've had a headache for like a week, and they're like, just drink more water. Eat some kale. And I'm like, I just want to lose my mind because it's like,
apple cider vinegar, crystals.
yeah. Oh, you have a tumor? Just put some black salve on that.
You ever have
Your body will eject the cancer.
You ever have somebody just?
But I could never live with someone like that.
Well-
with not civilly. Like the first date, they'd be like, "How do you feel about Earth magic?" I'd be like, "Fuck you." I'd be like, "Fuck you, get out of my face." That's how I feel about it. I feel like you're an idiot.
How do you feel?
That is the line where I can't be nice to people. I can't do it. Because I used to be immersed in those people, and I can't do it anymore.
What about somebody who just kind of likes it? Like my stepmom is like a fucking Wiccan. Like she's not a Wiccan, but she's like ironically interested in it.
I'll tell you about what
know?
happens every time I talk to one of these people.
Yeah, they're fascinating people.
They are.
Yeah.
But this is what happens, and it ends badly every time for me. I want to know why.
Yeah.
I want to know why you believe, and I think we touched on this on our last podcast about asking people why they believe something and they don't know what that fucking question means.
I think for her though, in this case, it was like something her and her sister got into when they were younger, and she
Right.
just held on to it. So there's no belief there.
I
But
know.
she names her dogs after them
see,
and
this
stuff.
is the thing.
You know, like,
this is the thing.
yeah.
There's two outcomes for me with those people.
Right.
I asked them why. Okay, why? Cool. I have really no desire in changing your beliefs. I'm
Right,
the kind
right.
of person where if you won't change your beliefs on your own volition, if they're not compatible with me, I'm gone.
Right.
I don't care. I have no desire to mess with a person and what they believe.
Right.
That it's not me. I don't care. But I want to know why though.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to talk to me, then I ask them why.
Yeah.
But nobody understands what why means. I say,
I
okay,
know.
why do you believe in this?
I know.
And they'll say, well, you know, it makes sense to me.
That's a good answer. That's actually better than the average. Usually,
But then I say, but why does it make sense? What have you experienced that makes you think that this is a sensible position?
You ever get the loop? Like they just say what
That's
they
when
said
they
before?
start looping,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and then what they'll do is they'll start telling me what their beliefs are, and I'm like, okay, no, I get
that's
that.
it.
I don't really even want to know what you believe. I already know enough
Yeah.
about what you believe.
Yeah.
I want to know why. What happened in your life, or what did you witness, or what were you told that made you think that this was the most rational belief to hold?
The question why presumes you know what the belief is. It's why the belief, right? It's you already know that.
But what happens is they eventually get they start to think I'm being an idiot and I'm not understanding them because I keep asking them why.
Right.
And I keep trying to tell them you're not answering my question.
Right.
You're just dodging it, or you're telling me what, or you're going full circle and describing the belief again. I want to know why you believe it. And there's two outcomes. Either they get frustrated because they don't understand what I'm asking them, or they stop believing it and they have a fucking midlife crisis and then they blame it on me. And it's like,
It almost sounds like there are people that
I made a guy lose his mind one time because I told him to take life one day at a time. We were sitting in McDonald's and he was like freaking out about just weird shit. like just normal day-to-day stuff. And I was like, man, you're thinking too much. Just take life one day at a time. And he looks at me and he goes, oh, you mean speed of thought? I was like, no, I don't know what you're getting at. I just mean that you should live your life one day at a time. Maybe have some long-term goals, but just worry about what's in front of you. And he goes, yeah, speed of thought. Nothing matters. Never saw the fucking guy again. I called his aunt. She didn't know where he went. He fucking disappeared.
Nice. Good job, Steve.
I don't think it's actually my fault, but because there might have been drugs involved. I got up and I left McDonald's, and my friends told me afterwards that after I left, the guy said that after I said that, I turned into the devil, my friend turned into an angel, and he freaked out and left.
Schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Or something?
Either triggered by me or it was already there and I fucking perturbed it.
Speed of thought.
I think we need an intermission, though, because you've got some UPS dicks dropping some stuff off at your house.
Is that for me?
Yeah, apparently.
They're in
your driveway.
Let's do it up. Welcome back. We are alive and well.
And we're back with Steve and Joseph.
Joe and Steve.
Maxwell.
I prefer Joe and Steve because it puts me ahead of you.
What about George and Greg?
Bill and Ted. No, Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted?
Bill and Ted. Can we get arrested for that? Is that like a charged or
You can't copyright
sued?
names.
Yeah, I guess so. Well,
Maybe in that order. We can be Ted and Bill.
Yeah, because like we came up with badass names.
If
but
we
they're
had anyone
too-
in chat, I'd say just give us names.
they're too long. Our names are too long. I can't call you HereC Sharp to your face.
Not operator.
And if I called you C Sharp, I'm too much of a rapper. And if you called me not op, I'd sound like
Like a Discord op.
that or like some kind of
24-hour ops.
some kind of form of transgenderism. I'm a not op. I'm a not op, so that's my identity.
Yeah.
So Ted and Bill's
That's the post op that's just not opping.
the not op post op. That's right. Yeah,
They
that's
just prefer the eternal confusion.
well. It's kind of like
Go lay down.
treat me like I'm op.
There's a dog that just won't stop sexually harassing me.
Tappa tappa.
Me too.
Go lay down, Bill.
All right, Fred, let's get back into
Oh
this.
yeah, what do we got? What has Trump been up to? Do you know?
I don't care anymore.
You don't care about Donald?
I don't
I've
fucking
noticed.
care
Hey, this is
anymore.
something fun. People don't seem to care about him as much. Like
Are
overall,
you sure? Have you turned on CNN lately?
Is it still that bad?
Oh God, it's never ending.
What do we got?
Fucking doesn't stop.
Trump's global insignificance is about to be exposed. Well, okay, we've been hearing that for a while.
Oh, God,
Trump
I've been
unleashes
saying
on
that from the
Kavanaugh
start.
accuser. Kavanaugh's been a topic, and it's so terribly boring. Trump's model for losing Congress and winning re-election.
Is it acceptable to laugh at Donald Trump's mushroom?
I don't know what that means.
Let's find out what that
the
means.
Irish Times says.
Yeah, let's find out.
Says we should know.
Of course, it's the Irish Times,
Oh, Stormy Daniels.
the potato-fueled newspaper.
Oh, it's an article literally about his penis. Okay, good.
That's what
I was
that's
hoping
what
it was
thought.
a play on something.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was something. No. Okay, I'm out. Goodbye.
See, like, look at this is the thing.
No,
I
this-
said this
this
last.
is-
I said this last week. I hate myself, so I watch CNN every day.
Yeah.
I haven't been. The last like 5 days, I'll walk into the room where the TV is, hear about 8 words from CNN, and it's this. Like I'm almost at the point where I could open up a fucking psychic Miss Cleo fucking phone thing and just tell everybody what CNN's gonna say over the next 4 hours. And it's become the op-ed channel.
Yeah.
They use
that's
op-eds as
definitely a
fucking
thing.
facts now.
I'm finding it's just the world isn't ending anymore, and that's a fascinating
They
thing.
haven't been talking about Russia quite as much as they were.
Yeah,
because it's still a fucking nothing burger.
Look,
and
even here we have an article from Vox. Trump adds Russians to sanctions blacklist. So it's actually a story about Trump being like, fuck you, Russia, which doesn't really work with the collusion angle,
is
right?
that what
So-
that means, though? Is a sanctions blacklist?
Oh,
means
no,
he's
fuck.
gonna
Don't sanction. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
he's gonna
sorry.
refuse to sanction
Oh,
them.
there we go. There you go. There's your next drama. Wait.
Collusion confirmed.
Yep. Collusion has been confirmed.
Like, how? I mean,
I don't even
at
know what
this
we got
point,
going on here.
CNN is basically turning into left-wing Infowars. This is the thing.
Over the
right?
election, they were the left-wing Infowars.
Oh man, I was watching the votes getting counted on CNN.
They were
and
like
then live.
screaming at the camera. And
Well, I was
shit.
watching it live on Google on my phone and on CNN. Google's was accurate. Trump was ahead the entire night. CNN was lying the whole night. They'd be like, "Oh, Hillary's ahead by." I think I said this last week.
There's some videos about how the refusal of the loss of what state was it? Shit, I hate being
Florida?
stupid. Yeah, I think it might have been Florida. They just kept holding off until like 99% of the vote had come in, and it was like, just announce it, just call it, man.
And then
Just fucking
51%
call
of
it.
the country cried.
It's like you're playing against the guy who's like 100 points behind, and he won't just hit escape and resign. Just won't fucking resign, man.
I'm really burnt out on the whole American politics thing right now. I fucking don't care. And, you know, and honestly, the same with Canadian politics, too. Because it's like, I'm a little more interested with what's going on in the European Union right now.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on. Okay,
And,
so this...
and we touched on that last week,
This
too,
Russia
and-
thing, he is sanctioning Russia here. He is. This is apparently a move
Is Trump
against
finally
Russia.
getting tough on Russia?
I feel like he's always been. Both hands have been out. He's been doing
pretty
a
neutral.
Weird, yeah, he's been doing a weird thing. Like, I love you, I hate you.
He's
I
like, I
love you,
want to be
hate
friends
you.
with them, but they're fucking us on deals, and we need to whatever.
It's an interesting angle. I don't know. I don't know
I-
how much of anything is true. The EU, though.
I'll probably get interested in American politics again when the next election happens. 'Cause it'll be fresh.
What
And
year
I've got a case of beer riding on him getting a second term. So
I think you'll do well on that.
yeah, I already
one.
won
I
a
think-
case of beer for the first term.
I'm thinking. I mean, things do seem to be cooling off. It doesn't,
But see, that's the thing. If CNN actually backs off, he might not win.
If things cool down, yeah,
But
definitely.
if they keep but they haven't. They're still in fucking fifth gear, fucking screaming down the highway like the fucking car in Vanishing Point, straight at the fucking bulldozers, man. Like they don't even fucking care that those bulldozers are there. They're just like fucking. We'll drive through them. There's a quantum physics experiment that says if you put your fucking hand against the wall enough times, you'll eventually phase right through it, and that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna phase through the bullshit. Why am I looking at a picture of
Oh, that's just some fun.
Minecraft with the
U-
Department of Justice symbol in front
That's
of it?
a little bit of clickbait for you, buddy.
All right.
Another vote.
Gotta love the clickbait.
Yeah, we got the EU. I just love that everything I see on the internet has the EU on it. It's an interesting angle, and it looks like they want to expand it, and they're going to.
They're gonna be China in 50 years if things continue.
The monolith Sargon has failed, and the vote went.
The monolith Sargon.
The Sargon fight against censorship has failed.
Soy cane of Applebee's.
The copyright bill will come.
I want that little clip of Sargon doing a bump of coke on a loop. That should be our background. It's just Sargon ripping the cocaine.
He just needs to smell something.
I mean, look, hey, he's a successful man. If he wants to do cocaine, that's up to him.
Is it like inevitable? It seems to be kind of inevitable. It seems like a high probability that.
If it is, then I'm backwards, man.
True. I mean, that happens too. But I mean, it just seems that as soon as somebody gets some money and they're hanging
As
around
my
with,
success has been increasing,
socialites and shit,
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it's
maybe.
a weird. It just seems to be.
But
very popular.
Sargon strikes me as the kind of person that's always been that kind of person and
Really?
is just getting bad at hiding it.
Interesting.
He's always been a pothead. And look, a lot of people occasionally do cocaine. Doesn't mean he's a cokehead.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It doesn't mean he's a cokehead.
Yeah.
And look, as somebody who's been around that kind of thing, you can tell when somebody's coked out all the time. And Sargon doesn't look like he's
Right.
coked out most of the time.
Right.
So, and actually, even the time that he was sniffing cocaine, he didn't look that coked out. So maybe I'm wrong, but
Yeah, who knows?
I also don't care.
Yeah.
Like I really don't. I just think it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's really funny.
It's funny that there's footage of it. It's funny
yeah.
that he did cocaine in front of his webcam with it turned on.
I know.
It's a lot of.
And he had the audio on.
Yeah. It's a lot of funny.
He had the audio on, unlike when he's actually trying to talk to people and he just fucking mouths words at the fucking screen for half an hour.
Man, he really did take Jim down.
No, he boomed it up.
He fucking
He boomed it.
Boomed the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
Whew, that was tasty.
What time is it? It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm gonna open my beer.
Go ahead. Man's opening a beer on stream. I think that's illegal.
You can't fucking tell me what
You can't stream and drive.
You can't fucking tell me
I mean,
do.
I can. I could try.
Oh. Trash in your fridge.
Fuck my fridge. Okay, so
I got trolled.
no, you didn't.
No, I did.
No,
I
you
reached
didn't.
for my beer and it was a Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Ugh,
The gayest drink of them all.
that's pretty awesome. You had to face the Mike's hard.
Oh.
Let me just close some shit. Okay, here we go.
I don't like it when Mike's hard. It makes me feel uncomfortable.
What do we need to know ahead of the EU copyright vote? The EU vote. I thought the vote happened.
It did. 13 and 11 passed.
Yeah, so let's.
And they're probably going to expand on them.
What do we got? I'm not a news guy, and I want to see the stupid news.
I'd like to pause for... we're not sponsored, but Rickard's Red.
He's holding a bottle to the non-camera right now.
I love your beer, and if you were to ever sponsor us, I'd suck your metaphysical dick.
We have a sponsor. It's Sanity Juice. Take your fucking Sanity Juice.
I'm
and
drinking
just
Sanity
chill-
Juice right now.
Chill out. Take your Sanity Juice.
Please stop. Just fucking stop. That's the motto of Sanity Juice.
The Verge.
Oh,
See
not
what
the
the
Verge.
Verge has to say.
Is there... Wait, is there... Hold on.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you aware of any...
Whoa.
Are you aware of any mainstream news outlets that aren't full of shit?
Dude, I don't even know how to news anymore. I just read them all now because I can't fucking.
That's what I do too.
Yeah.
That's why I torture myself
Yeah.
with CNN.
I try really hard. There's some places I can't go, like the Kotakus of the world. You know, I can't really take it, and the Infowars of the world too. Frankly,
we probably
I
should
can't-
though, because there's a lot of good material on the
Well,
Kotakus.
If we want to make people
We could-
laugh, it's
yeah.
definitely a thing. Everyday
I like
feminism
making
is a
people
good
laugh.
source of love.
Oh
if
God!
you want that
Wait,
shit.
I haven't looked at everyday feminism
wanna
in
take
over a
a
year.
peek?
Let's go see what they're up to. See what they're doing.
I think it's just .com. Yeah, look at that. I'm a skill. Okay.
5 ways to rebuild and love yourself after an emotionally abusive relationship.
Okay, so I got a pop
Step
up.
1:
I got
avoid
a pop-up.
emotionally abusive
Look
relationships.
at this. This is the newsletter pop up.
Surviving
capitalism.
Oh, here
And
we go.
everyday feminism webinar. Sign me up. Okay, let's move
Whoa! Heal your relationship with money.
Let's
That's
look-
a sentence.
on. Let's look at some of the become a patron. I see
Hold
that.
up.
Yeah.
They have an
Okay.
entire section called privilege.
We're going into the privilege
I
section.
don't have enough sanity juice for this, man.
3 ways people with formal documentation.
I'm a
can
millennial
play
who
a
can't live with
responsible
my
role to
parents.
fight. Okay, so this is how you can, if you're a legal.
Oh, fuck them.
immigrant, yeah.
I want to know about this millennial bullshit.
Can't
Let's
live
go to
with my
this.
parents.
Can't live with my parents.
That's every millennial.
Is it
I
because you
think.
suck and your parents don't want you around?
I feel like that looks. If that's the person, that is the person. You should be.
She's diverse.
It makes sense that you can't live with your parents. Like you're supposed to be. Let's see. What do we got?
You're getting all that from that picture?
Just fucking. She seems like edgy, old enough to fucking start wanting to move on. You know, and becoming their own entity.
yeah, it's weird
Kids
for me
play
'cause
house so young. Like
I was
they,
on my
you know,
own at like fucking 16, so I find it strange that I'm like. And
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Is that the pulling actually happens young. I can't live with my parents is a normal thing for a teenager to say.
Yeah, when do you leave the nest?
Yeah. And you.
So what's the claim here?
Well, let's see here. They have a physical disability. That sucks.
Wouldn't that be a good reason to stay with
Oh,
your
live
parents?
with my parents. Okay, and they knew it wouldn't be an option for them. Oh, so it's like kind of like, you know, it's really hard to live on your own when you could be living with your parents, which is.
For broke millennials, the reality that we may not be able to lean on our parents as safely as a safety net for months or years after graduation is stressful. It's
stressful.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it stressful?
It's stressful.
Is life fucking... I get so triggered about this shit. At what point did we stop thinking it was okay for people to be stressed out? Is that not a normal aspect of life? Does stress not build character?
Yeah,
Overcoming stress?
She's got the poor background going.
Let
See,
me
this
get
is-
out my fucking
well,
violin.
there's something interesting here is that, like, I don't know where this person is located, and one really nice thing is the student loan concept. Like, if you're a student, you can get a lot of money. In Canada,
Yeah.
you can. I don't know about down in the States. I don't
They have
know.
grants.
It depends. It depends
Yeah.
on where you are, right?
Depends on how good your grades are in the States.
Up in fucking Canada land, there's student loans like crazy.
Yeah.
And I know certain states, obviously certain states have good loan programs. But
I feel like I might be wrong.
Mm.
I haven't done my research on this, but I'm from just talking to people
Yeah.
that I know that have gone to school in the
Yeah.
States. If you get good grades, you get money thrown at you.
yeah, and that's another thing is that
Here
yeah.
in the in Maple, Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
you get money thrown at you if you get straight D's. So
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and this is the thing is that if you come from a poor background, then the campus life or whatever the fuck you find should be an upgrade. You know what I mean? Like it sucks. It sucks.
I see so many words on this website that trigger me.
Yeah, I'm so triggered.
Ageism?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about ageism. So
Oh God.
others don't see you as a sexless being. What? Oh, is this for old people? Are old people sexless? Is that what's I'm confused. The stigma we place on the elderly and how we can be more mindful of how we treat the aging generation.
Please comment below if you have any additions or revisions to make. Others don't see you as a sexless being. There is no such thing as a sexless
I'm so
being.
confused by that. So who is others? We're talking.
Everyone but you.
Is it old people are
I
the
don't know.
sexless ones or
I don't
young
know.
people? I'm
But
really.
what is a sexless being? Like that's the stupidest
Oh,
fucking...
when speaking to you, others don't assume you are hard of hearing or raise their voice. Okay, so yeah.
Why would they assume that?
You are the old person.
Is it not but is it not that person's responsibility to say, hey, I'm sorry, you need to speak up. I'm hard of hearing.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that this is way more fucking childish than you think. They're saying
It's
that
more childish
they're
than I
saying
think?
that you have the privilege of not being treated like you probably are hard of hearing. That people raise their voice to you for no reason because you're an elderly person who isn't hard of hearing, I guess. That's what they're saying. You ready to fucking blow your fucking brains out yet?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
You know, like, I kind of, like, I get it on one hand, and then I don't on the other.
Number 3 is, like, one of the things that pisses me off the most.
I don't even want to touch it. Like, you know, it's...
Oh, God. Why do you know anyone who cares if they're represented in television and movies?
I can't say that I do.
That
okay.
isn't a fucking...
I don't know anyone who knows the representative demographics. I don't fucking know anybody like that.
All right, look, I have never in my life watched a movie and been like, you know, there aren't enough people like me in this.
It gets more sinister. I've never seen a black guy on screen and not found some way to identify with him.
No,
I'm not a fucking monster.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, dude, when people, this reminds me of the whole like James Bond being Idris Elba thing, right? And people got super fucking triggered over it. Now, this is the thing. I don't like the idea of recasting an established character who is a fucking white Scottish dude as a black English guy. But Idris Elba is a fucking fantastic actor, and he would be able to play a James Bond-like character really well.
It's almost like it's a shame that they didn't get
but this is the
a
thing.
more tailor-made
Dude,
role.
When I watch fucking like Man on Fire or Taken, I'm like watching it. I'm like, man, I wish I was fucking this guy.
Yeah, dude.
I don't care that he's black. I'm like, he is a badass motherfucker,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't matter if fucking Daniel Craig was playing him. If he played the character the same, it would be just as good. But like, you know, I'm not like watching a Man on Fire and be like, oh fuck, I wish this was fucking Taken. I need this to be I really need this to be what's his fucking name? Liam Neeson. I can't identify with this guy who's on a rampage to save this little girl because he's black. Like what?
You ever see a fucking movie called Blood and Bone?
No.
It's like it's a fighter guy movie, but the fighter guy, he's really smart, and the whole movie ends up turning out to be him like fucking helping people, and he's super intelligent, and he fights for money. You got this brute who's intelligent. He's a black guy, but he's my favorite fighter guy in the world because he's like, I like books and math and shit, and I should talk properly. Yeah, it's got nothing. You know what I mean? Like it frustrates me to think that somebody would be looking at that.
I would like to be that kind of person. Like I would love to be the kind of person that can like build a computer and make a program, but then go to a boxing club and kick the shit out of someone.
Right? And he was like a demigod of fighting.
That
like
would
he
be
was
great.
He's doing the Tai Chi, and he'd like when like he moved into the apartment, he's doing the fucking Tai Chi, and then the old lady starts doing the Tai Chi with him, and he's fucking cool with everybody. You know, he's not a crazy fucking hostile, standoffish kind of character. But the personality's all there. I want to be all those things. I want to hit on the next
number here for a second.
Oh yeah, we haven't even hit.
You're not assumed to be technologically illiterate. Okay, look, I'm sorry, but if I'm talking to someone who's older than my father, right, like 45 and up, 50 and up, be fair here, 50 and up. If I don't assume they're technologically illiterate and I just start fucking throwing jargon at them,
that's an insult.
That's also like, who the fuck do I think you are?
And also, there's a flip side here. You're not assumed to be technologically illiterate, which means when you demonstrate technological literacy, people are like, holy fuck, that's awesome.
I don't assume people my age are technologically literate. I open up with, hey, do you know what I'm talking about, or should I explain this?
I bet you they're talking about a different degree of technological literacy as well. Like, I don't know. For a lot of people,
you're not the punchline of jokes because of how old you are. Of course they had to throw jokes in here.
No, that's objectively false, though. There's not a joke. There doesn't not exist a joke for an age demographic.
I like being the punchline of jokes.
Teenager jokes.
Do you not like being the punchline of jokes?
Dad jokes. Well, being the punchline of jokes, yes, it's a very good thing. In fact,
great.
It's kind of the point of the bands. It's kind of how a lot of people.
If somebody tells me a joke and I'm the punchline, I know that person knows me well enough to do that.
Especially if it's a really good joke.
Yeah.
If it's on point.
Yeah.
rides the line. You know, it's just perfect. Perfect. Fuck. Okay, what else do we got? Oh, you're not ascribed negative stereotypes. Like, and another thing I want to point out here,
Geezer and old fart.
We're all aging too, by the way. We're all gonna be geezers and
my
old
younger
farts.
friends call me Old Steve. Because
And
I'm like 8
right.
years older than some
Oh
of
my
them.
god, yeah. So that's not true of any group either.
They also call me Old Greg, Old Mike, Old Logan. They call me all kinds of things.
Because you're the old guy in the
Because
group.
I'm the old guy. They'll just make up names and put old in front of it.
Okay, what else do we got? Those two fell very quickly. That was very. Those are just false.
You are
straight
not
out of the gate.
ascribed positive stereotypes like grandmotherly, golden oldie, which are still harmful even though they're positive.
Yeah, my grandma loves this one right here, and she
How
calls
can
herself.
something be positive and harmful at the same time?
You know what's funny is that like
This is some doublethink.
I think it's like a grandma who doesn't. Well, a non-grandma who's old wouldn't like stuff like this. And maybe like a non-traditionalist, but my fucking grandma.
She needs to unbunch her panties then.
That's right.
Like,
Well, like, and that's kind of the thing is,
if
like,
I'm ever
oh,
old-
you're different than me.
If I make it to 90 and I don't have any kids at that point, and some random dude is like, "Yo, grandpa, what up?" I'm gonna be like, "Not much, fucking whatever." You know, I'm not gonna get bent out of shape over it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Or I'll make a joke at him. I'll be like, the only reason I'm a grandpa is because I'm your fucking granddaddy.
You know what I did for you to get here?
Your mom and your grandma.
Whoa! Oh shit. Okay, I'm calling the cops. Okay, people don't overlook you for job opportunities.
Go lay down, dog. You keep tap dancing over here. You're
Yeah.
ruining the recording.
Go lay down.
Go lay down.
Where's your toy?
Go get your toy.
And she's off. Yep. I'm not even gonna do the job one. That's a that the job opportunities one really sucks.
Well, it's kind of unavoidable too.
There's a little bit of both there.
Am I gonna hire a fucking 85-year-old man for underwater welding?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna hire not even that, warehouse jobs? Look, this is the thing, right? If I hire, even if he shows me he's capable and he's like, look, I can pick up this thing still. Yeah. What if you pick up something wrong and you fucking die?
My liabilities.
What if you break your hip?
Yeah.
And now I have to fucking pay for your fucking workers' comp for the rest of your natural life, which might not be very long, but, you know, it's a liability. You can't expect people to do that.
Yeah, it's too broad too. I mean, if they were talking about something else, I'd be able to pick at it. But it's like, okay. People don't assume you're closed-minded or set in your ways. You are closed-minded and set in your ways.
That's
almost
funny because
certainly.
they just described this website.
Like, yeah, maybe
they're not old.
Their argument is you don't have to be old to be closed-minded and set in your ways. Ha ha. No, okay.
Yeah, patriarchy.
Others don't think that everyone your age is exactly alike and share the same. That's retarded.
People think that?
People are stupid. Others don't automatically dismiss what you have to say as boring. Okay, so war stories. You got.
Yeah, but do people other than like snarky 14-year-olds actually do this shit?
I think that's like somebody that doesn't really talk to old people would say, or has like one grandma they see and she always says the same shit, you know.
But like,
you know, like it's.
This is the thing, right? Say some old person's telling me their war stories.
Well, war stories are the shit. By
Yeah,
the
but
way, let's put that. I don't even care if they're good or bad. They're the shit.
But this is the thing, though. I've never actually seen someone be like, "Shut up, old man, you're boring."
That's right.
No, they'll in their head they might be like, "Ugh," but they'll sit and listen or walk away.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I just fucking can't believe that this
they're
kind of
trying
shit.
to infantilize elderly people now.
It's almost like everybody's a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
In this article. If you wear stylish clothing, I'm not even gonna. That's so vagina. I can't even touch it. I don't know how to address what you want to wear.
The people who write this stuff on this website,
it's a very magazine expectation right there. You know?
They
if
just, like,
people think it's weird that I'm wearing stylish clothing, like I don't know what that means.
But see, that's the opposite that I've experienced. I've been in real life with friends when I was younger and seen like this old dude walk by with like a pimp cane and a fucking fedora and shit, and everybody's like, "Yo, that old man is fucking styling."
I just have trouble believing that somebody who's wearing, and see the word stylish is really throwing me, but somebody who's wearing nice clothing, like why is that weird or abnormal?
Do we expect old people to
yeah,
dress like homeless?
Mima, you dress so nice. Why don't you dress like a fucking cuck? I don't know. Just dress worse.
Is there a cuck dress code?
I don't know. It's pink. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't even care about pink. I'm not dissing pink people. Don't fucking. take that.
Pink people.
Others don't talk down to you as if they're admonishing a disobedient child. I've heard that happen before. Like, I've heard this kind of thing go down.
I've seen people do that at the old folks' home.
Yeah.
But, like, it's usually with an old person that's, like,
right.
punching the nurse and, like, freaking out and trying to bite people.
Also, I think a lot of people do this, I think, because they're trying to say something serious and they're trying to actually be nice.
Yeah.
It's it's especially like you're a descendant and, it's somebody in the family and I don't know, I don't like
the
that.
next one's...
Yeah, that's hilarious. This is like the whole violence women thing, right? Like, oh, you men don't have to worry about being raped by a man as a woman because you're not you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to worry about this one specific branch of abuse. So congratulations.
Yeah.
That's your privilege. Okay, thank you. Great.
Yeah. Excuse me while I get stabbed on the way home from work.
And also the idea of elder abuse, like, it makes me want to punch people that are elder abusers. Like, it's a very pervasive and sick thing. So to say to somebody like your privilege is not having to live with that, it'd be like, my privilege would be to beat those fucking people into a pulp.
Yeah.
That would be my privilege.
Well, that's the
I would
thing
love
too.
that.
Like,
but
a lot of this stuff kind of like tacitly assumes that, like, if you don't have to deal with it, you're kind of in support of it.
Or like you're benefiting from it. Like, it isn't like the world isn't just a bunch of cards that everybody has to deal with. Like,
It's
you know
a big
what I mean?
fucking
Like,
shit sandwich, and we're all part of it.
Could you imagine trying to list all of the privileges you have as somebody who lives in this particular state, in this particular country, you know what I mean? Like, all the individualized, like, well, the state next to me would give me less money for my car insurance, so I'm privileging from car insurance privilege being a Nevada person, like is that the way we do it?
It's a zero-sum game. It just ends up with everybody being at someone's throat for something.
Very privileged and very unprivileged at the same time.
Yeah, but it's like, what's the end goal of this kind of categorization if it isn't just like a reason to hate someone?
I think it's like moderating the Special Olympics of victimhood. It's like a way of, like it seems like they're actually trying to
leave it at Special Olympics. I was like,
well, it kind of does. It's like for people who have these spurgouts about who's broken more.
Let's not shit on the Special Olympics. This is like the special Olympics.
Because the Special Olympics is like a legit thing that seems awesome in kind of a way.
Yeah, it's great.
But it seems like we're taking people who actually are mentally deficient and giving them purpose and competition.
A lot of them are just physically deficient. Like.
Right.
A lot of people,
did I say mentally?
Yeah,
no,
I mean some of them are.
Yeah,
but a lot of people there's this, like, I think preconception or misconception that the Special Olympics is some kind of a participation award to make them feel good about themselves. But the honest truth is that most of those athletes would kick normal people's asses in any sport.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they're real athletes.
Real props for that shit existing. That's some good shit.
Yeah,
I at least as far as I know, I don't know if there's some pervasive conspiracy I don't know about. That's all I know. Your consumer needs and purchasing power. Okay, so
what? I see commercials for old people products all the time.
They just don't watch the right TV. You got to watch like the daytime old people TV, and you see the shit.
Oh, dude, if you watch CNN, like I unfortunately do,
and I will agree,
every second commercial is about some kind of product for elderly people.
Yeah, man, and I will agree though. There's a lot of room for age tech good devices. There's a lot of fucking bullshit out there for old people.
Well, you know where this is the digital divide right here, right?
Yeah,
like, most advertising now is on the internet, and elderly people have to take it upon themselves to learn how to use the internet. And if they don't, then they're getting left out. But it's kind of in their court to not be left out.
Well, and the other problem is that whole age tech thing, they're making devices that connect to the internet but subvert the real
And I've met very few elderly people that aren't capable of using the internet. They always say, I can't understand this, but they never try.
Yeah, it's a big thing to take on.
They give up at square one.
Yeah.
And I noticed this with somebody at one point. I don't want to name any names or too much or anything like that, but I was trying to describe to them how to just open a browser on their computer, and they didn't have a shortcut on their desktop. So I'm like, okay, click on the start button. And they're like, well, what's the start button? And I'm like, well, that's a fair question. It doesn't say start on it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's that little thing in the bottom left corner. It looks like a window. And then so I'm like, you open that. So they click on that. And I'm like, and then you go to programs. And they immediately went, nope, this is too complicated. This is fucking impossible. And I'm like, what? You know how to fix a combustion engine. And you're telling me that we're on step 2 of a 4-step process and you're giving up? Fuck you. Fuck you. This is not you can't do it. It's you won't do it.
That's right, buddy.
And that's the same thing I've experienced with almost every elderly person that I've tried to show how to use technology. I will give exception to the ones that have memory problems. Like
yeah.
I used to do computer repairs for.
There's got to be factors that are making this happen. You
Yeah.
know? Like
I used to do computer repairs for an elderly man that has problems remembering things, and it didn't matter if I had his password on a fucking post-it note stuck to his laptop, he still couldn't get it together.
And honestly, this brings us back to number 10.
Yeah.
You know, it comes full loop. Closed-minded, set in your ways. It kind of happens, man. It's happening to me. It happens to everybody.
Yeah, I've been noticing as I get older, I have to catch myself and be like, it's not that I can't do this, it's that I don't want to try, and then I try and it becomes easy, and then you're a better person.
Oh, yeah, and dude, if you throw me a whole new fucking internet, like a whole new global communication system, I'm gonna the fuck out. I spent my whole life learning about the internet, basically.
You don't want to go into the first bubble era?
Oh my god. Kill me now, man. And that's the thing that also depresses me, and this is probably what they feel, is like, everything we're gonna make if we do this is gonna be cancerous. It's gonna be awful.
I can kind of see from that perspective, like, they see what we're trying to get them to do in the same way that I would see social media taking over the internet and asking for a copy of my genetic code.
Nailed it.
Like,
fucking nailed it. And it's just, we have a different perspective, and these new people have a different perspective, and
sometimes I forget that they come from a time, like, the house I live in is 102 years old. And when it was 20, 30 years old, it was the only house in what we would call 5 blocks, but there were no blocks. There was dirt roads. There was forest around the house.
Yeah.
That's the world these people come from, right?
Dude.
And just existing in the one that has built itself around them has to be kind of intense.
Oh man, beyond intense.
Yeah,
beyond intense.
So I try to be patient with them, but I ended up quitting my fix old people's computers business that I was doing because I couldn't handle it anymore.
And part of the problem is that it's not your fucking fault that computers are what they are.
No.
Like, there is no solution to old people. There's never been a distribution, an OS that's designed for an old person to interface with standardized protocols in an accessible manner. Honestly, like, they add accessibility tools to fucking Windows that are impossible to get to.
Yeah.
If I turn it on by accident, and that's the only way I can turn it on, it takes me 2 hours to get it off.
Yeah.
What am I, a fucking boomer?
Yeah.
Must be. I don't understand that. I never
we're
understood
pretty close.
that my whole life.
Pretty close.
Oh, I agree with you. Getting closer than ever, in fact.
Yeah.
You know,
no, I mean, like, literally, like, 15.
Oh, to boomers. Yeah.
If we had been born a decade and a half earlier, we would almost be boomers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, well, that's the top end. And that's something that's fascinating about, we're kind of looking down on the millennials. Like, okay,
it's weird being a millennial and despising the rest of them.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the older folks that are in that category.
But it's funny because I agree with most of them. Like, I've had professors that they'd be sitting there shitting on millennials, not realizing that I was one of them, or thinking or knowing I was one of them,
right?
But not knowing that I agree with all the stuff that they were saying.
Yeah,
they're like, oh, you fucking entitled this and that, and I'm like, yeah, they are.
The millennials are like the turned up to 10 version of all the complaints that I have with the system. It's okay, that's a little crazy, but
let's get rid of this.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm fucking. How far did we get? We didn't even make it to the end, did we?
No, I can't even.
Fuck.
What's have we gained any viewers?
I don't know.
I doubt it. I sent some links out, so you never know.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I don't think that.
Oh
ever
yeah, you
changes.
got the chat up there. Eh?
Look at that craziness.
0 views. Oh, you got top chat on again, you fag.
Ability. Oh, I friggin' don't know. I think you pick it yourself.
Yeah, you do.
19 privilege, thin privilege.
0 viewers. We're the best channel on YouTube.
Fucking right.
That's how you know. If it's the less viewers you have, the better you are.
If you put 1 over 0, that's basically infinity.
Thin privilege.
There's multiple articles about it.
Of course there is.
Oh, it's the same format. God damn, are they really that lazy? Is this all they do?
Do they just copy and paste their articles and then like change the You're assuming you're unhealthy just because of your size.
So the fucking anorexic.
Look. This one is. I get so fucking mad about this.
Yes, this is good.
If you are above a certain weight, you're unhealthy. Full stop. Fuck you.
I can tell your health by your size.
I am sick and tired of this shit. A couple extra pounds, fine. I know some people who are, maybe 5 feet tall and weigh 200 pounds, but a lot of it's muscle. They work out every day.
Here.
They fucking fine.
Here it is.
No.
Your size is probably not the first thing people notice about you. Oh, unless you're being thin-shamed, which is the opposite of fat-shamed. So Nobody can win.
I fucking hate these people.
It's an impossible fucking thing. It's all this privilege just flying around everywhere.
What?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait. How they're admitting that thin shaming is a thing.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So are they?
Well, it
are
has
they
to be a thing, dude. When you like fucking, you're so skinny, I can see your ribs, you friggin' foo-poo-doo. It
But I thought
happens.
they hated skinny people.
Well, that's only if you're talking to a fat person, you cuck. Okay, so if you're, you know what I mean?
I don't have enough fucking beer.
What lens are you looking through at the moment is kind of what I'm getting. And that's what I despise about it, is that
don't talk to me about lenses, bro.
It's like round one of
I have to
thinking
take
about
a
the
lens
world. It's
course.
round one of thinking about the world. It's like, oh, people have different advantages and different disadvantages. Oh shit, you can turn a disadvantage into an advantage. Oh shit, you can turn an advantage into a disadvantage. Oh shit, nothing is nothing.
These people are worse nihilists than me.
Yes, that's kind of what it's like, the most postmodern, but trying to map it all.
Like, I'm a happy nihilist.
It's fucking Steins Gate, but they want to map every world line. There's an infinite number of them. You'll never do it. That's the beauty of it. Clicks until the end of time. That's what it is. Clicks until the end of time. I can always find something about my body that you will read about. You cuck, because you're so privileged. Are you ready for it?
No, I'm still stuck on the first two. I can't.
I'm sorry, man.
I don't.
It's, you know.
You can tell if someone's healthy by looking at them. It doesn't necessarily mean their weight. If you look at somebody and they have fucking super dark circles under their eyes are bloodshot, they fucking have pale, almost translucent skin.
Also, it's bait to nuance, because you can't tell everything about somebody's health by their size. It's
No.
just that there's indicators, and some of them are hilarious. Like, we're talking about people that are like 100 pounds, 200 pounds over fucking weight.
I can make really accurate predictions, though, about
You're
how
not wrong.
long a person's going to live based on how big they are. Like that fucking, what was it, Vogue or fucking Cosmopolitan cover lady that was no, don't pull it up. I can't look at it. I'll fucking puke in your face.
Dude, it had cucking on it. It had everything.
Look, though.
It had everything.
I can guarantee that woman will not make it to fucking 60 if she doesn't lose some of that weight.
We're talking Womalos now. We're actually talking about
What is a Womalo?
the massivest of massives. The Walmart.
Oh.
That's what we're talking. You can expect to find your clothing size sold locally. If you can't find your clothing size locally, you live in a really small town.
And you need to lose weight.
Yeah, a lot. Like a lot, man. It's
Like-
a lot. It's a lot now.
Yeah.
We've been making strides.
Yeah.
We got big sewing machines.
No, you know what kills me? Okay. I'm not gonna like I saw this thing one time. There was a Red Lobster. It closed down. Do you want to know what opened up in the building right after?
Please.
Pennington's. A plus-size fucking clothing store. I fucking died.
This Red Lobster has reached capacity. Replace it with a Pennington's.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, is the Pennington's here because of the Red Lobster?
That's right, buddy. It's an evolution.
Or did they feel like, okay, the Red Lobster closed down. We need to fucking redeem ourselves. We need to provide a service for the people who are victims of this Red Lobster.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck you, dog.
You can expect to find clothing, rocks.
All right, intermission.
Yeah, we gotta enter. Oh,
Yeah, intermission because the dog's being a fucking spurd.
yeah. Actually, we should take a couple minutes.
Yeah, we should.
I agree with that.
You're gonna bark and then you're gonna come over here and tap dance at me and try and make me pet you?
Brought to you by Sanity Juice.
Fuck. There's not enough sanity juice. We're muted.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Dude.
You fucking faggot.
Fucking fat people, man. Holy shit.
You know I was talking about our Red Lobster, right?
Is that what happened? Oh, right.
Pennington's in the parking lot where I work.
That's right.
Yeah, it was the Red Lobster. It fucking kills me, man. I've never gotten over it.
The hilarity is real.
Yeah. I'm gonna need that lighter when you're done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna smoke this really quick and then pop out. Muted, right? Yeah.
What are you barking at, you faggot? Don't jump on me. Don't step on my fucking ways. You fucking culturally insensitive darky. You love it. You don't even care what I'm saying. It's attention, right? U-turn for Christ. Did you ever see that documentary?
U-turn for
Bro,
Christ.
Jesus Camp? What the fuck's
Oh,
this
Jesus
is,
Camp.
This is broken.
Oh, it is broken.
Got some tape?
You got some problems. Oh yeah, I should. I mean, I did.
It was taped on. I kept adjusting it, and it came loose.
Oh, make this. Yeah.
Tape it good.
All the way, baby.
So I don't want to talk about this on the stream because if the person hears it, they'll know. I know a real life person who went to one of these kinds of camps in Mexico. His parents sent him there to get him Jesus. It was. You ever seen the movie Holes?
Yeah.
It was that literally. They made them dig holes.
No way.
Yeah. And
God.
it ended up getting shut down by the government because it came out that they were all a bunch of fucking meth dealers and shit running this fucking camp.
Jesus.
Yeah. I have a friend who escaped from fucking U-turn for Christ twice.
U-turn for Christ.
Yeah.
Christ.
That's not a stream topic though, because this person's crazy.
The dirty centrists are
We
alive.
have returned.
Ted, Bill, Rick's here. We got Rick in the booth.
My name's not Rick.
Prop to Rick. You're not Rick. Rick's in the booth.
My name's Richard.
Welcome.
You can call me
back.
Dick.
We were discussing. Fat people.
Yeah, I think I'm done with fat people.
Yeah, I tend to
it
agree
makes
with
my
you.
blood boil, man.
It's something too that's
It's
like
not the fat people themselves.
That's right. That's what's so fucking aggravating about it.
Because I know some people who are overweight, and they're very positive about changing themselves.
Horrible pictures.
And all the power to those people.
even race, like race is a. Ooh.
No, are we gonna get into that?
I can't even open that. Like
are we gonna get into that?
Isn't it just?
Are you a race realist?
I don't know anymore. Where was that?
You're not. We
Race
should shit on
matters.
some race realists.
That's yeah. Well, okay. So, race realists are fucking hilarious.
I watched a video about evolution, about microevolution. Well, not it wasn't microevolution. It's kind of stupid. It was about the fact that a lot of people have a misconception that evolution only happens over long periods of time,
Mm-hmm.
but it's actually, you can see it happen over decades. The finches on Darwin's Island,
Yeah.
the Galapagos.
Yeah.
There's another couple. I can't remember their names, but they actually went there and they studied it. And Godspeed to these people. They spent 6 months on this fucking island that has no plants. It's basically a fucking volcanic crater.
Oh, the Galapagos are fascinating.
Terrible fucking place to spend
Fucking-
6 months of your life
yeah,
every year.
Yeah, ancient islands.
And they did this
yeah.
for a couple decades every year. And they watched the finches change over very short periods of time.
Wow.
Have you ever heard of the big birds?
The big bird? No, I don't
Yeah,
think
well,
so.
you've probably heard of Darwin's finches, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, and their beaks change depending on the food
Yeah,
they
yeah,
need to eat.
yeah.
Well, there was a particularly bad drought, and it killed off most of the birds. And there was a single bird that they called Big Bird, because he was a little bit bigger and he had a bigger beak.
Right.
Probably got blown in by a tropical storm or something.
Okay. This sounded
And,
familiar.
He was the only one there, so you got to think, oh, he's going to die,
Yeah.
right? No. He found one of the other ones, and cross-species breeding doesn't happen very often. Usually when it does with mules or ligers or things
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
they're sterile.
Yeah.
This one found another
Not
finch,
this time.
bred with it, wasn't sterile. But then they inbred the fuck out of their line. They just fucked each other. They were fucking their dads and their moms and all this kind of
Just
stuff.
fucking everywhere.
The moral of this study that I was being enlightened about was that we're probably at some point we're the product of a lot of incest.
Oh, it has. Yeah, I have to imagine. I was trying to run the numbers on that. You need a lot of folks.
Yeah.
And we tell a story of a single descent point. You know, so
There was a point where there wasn't a lot of folks.
yeah, it almost always follows. Even like,
But eventually there is.
Yeah.
And then you can start diversifying.
well, even like the geographical separation.
But
it's
these
not
big
always gonna
birds,
be 50-50,
this
is
new
it?
this new species of big birds, this was an example of speciation, right? They created a new.
Right.
It was eventually not the same as the original big bird
That's right.
anymore.
Yeah.
Through inbreeding, but they eventually became diverse enough that they're to this day that these big bird species, which is new species within the last 100 years, are still there and they're thriving.
Wow.
There's a good chance that another kind of drought or a storm will fuck them over again.
Right.
But life seems to just find a way.
It does that always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get all Dr. Malcolm here.
And more. Well, I mean, that's kind of it's kind of a thing that's nice. Is
Yeah,
the
that's him right
science.
there.
Is that the big bird?
That's I think that's the fifth one in is the big bird, I believe.
This is a big bird?
That looks like the big bird to me.
You want to see the big bird?
Yeah, new species. That's the big bird.
Fascinating. It's the big birdie finch. Look, that one there's got a tag
And
on
there was a lot of really deformed ones.
Oh, really?
Because of the inbreeding.
Oh,
yeah.
right, of course. I guess statistically.
But they would die, and then the healthy ones would continue to reproduce.
I suppose, yeah. With inbreeding, it's like a statistical game you're playing, right?
There's the lineage right there underneath.
Right here?
Nope.
This
Yeah.
one?
There, big birds.
Wow. Look at the branch.
So you've got all the other finches, and then you've got the ones the big birds mated with.
Yeah.
And
huge. Everything comes.
and they're the most
From
effective
one
bird
point.
on the island now because they have traits that the other ones didn't have.
Okay.
And they managed to survive through the conditions that the other ones didn't. Right?
Amazing.
And I'm not sure how we got on this topic. It's because of my brain.
It's a big one, though.
But,
that's some cool stuff. That's some horse shit you can believe. You know, that's some horse shit you can grab onto. It's good stuff.
Good horse shit.
No cancer in that. I mean, cancer happens, but yeah.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Yeah. All right, what else we got?
That's something I was kind of thinking about the other day. What happens if we cure cancer and then a new cancer?
Well, dude, cancer's already been cured. They're just holding the cure from us.
Oh, fuck. No.
The new cancer.
I
That's
got into this conversation with a flat earther. He was telling me he got into the big pharma shit.
No way.
Mm,
No way.
yeah. Can you imagine? No way.
It's strange how these things seem to be so
Interconnected?
and believable to people.
Yeah.
That's
Well, this is the thing, though. Once you make the assumption that anyone who says they know what they're talking about or is an expert on the topic is lying to you, then you can just fucking make up your own reality at that point.
It's funny too
Like,
because even a real expert will tell you that big pharma's kind of fucked up.
yeah.
So you're
I'll admit
validated
that
it
big
on
pharma's
all-
kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But the idea that there's a cure for cancer and people like Steve Jobs died of it. Okay, now you know what? That's not a good example because Steve Jobs refused to get treatment. He was like, "I'm gonna drink herbal tea."
Oh
and
yeah, he had
be
a guy.
fine."
He had a buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a guru, I do believe. I'm pretty sure he had a guru.
Actually, you know
Yeah.
what? I know a person who's. I don't want to get too specific here. I gotta think of a careful way to say this. I know a person who knew someone who had cancer, and they convinced them that Big Pharma was evil, and the way to cure their cancer was not to get chemotherapy or proper treatments. It was to take homeopathic remedies.
Oh, no.
And obviously, this person died of their cancer because homeopathic remedies don't work.
Oh no.
And it's. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's this fucking new age retard's fault
Oh no.
because this other person trusted them.
Oh no.
Yeah, and there's probably a million stories like that.
Oh yeah, it's very common, dude. I think you can get it from religious people. You can get it from just normies. Like
This is a hippy dippy person.
that's
Woo-woo
the
all the
strongest
way.
source. That's definitely the strongest source.
That's why
you can get it from conspiratards with the vaccine
we've
shit.
come full circle here, and this is one of the many reasons I think that these spiritualist homeopath fucking retards are more dangerous than even the pedos in the Vatican, because
It's a bad
they're
idea.
a more widespread and less controlled phenomena.
Yep.
Like
you
they're
can't even control it. It's
No,
just
they
a
can
bunch
just
of
make
herbs
up
in
their
a
own
bottle.
rules.
It's
They
a
can just-
fucking bunch of
Dude,
herbs in a bottle.
They make up their own rules every day and they just assert them as fact to people who think that these people know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's okay. So you go to buy cough syrup, right? And you fucking
Cough syrup's a lie.
you try to find some shit to give your kid or whatever, some fucking shit. There's nothing you can give your kid. You can't give them cough syrup and shit. That's not for
Buckley's
kids.
has ammonia in it.
Okay, so if you go to the pharmacy and you're dumb and you don't know that, what you'll get is homeopathic cough syrup.
Yeah.
Because that's the only product that's available because you don't give DM or whatever the shit to kids.
No.
So you go home with some bullshit in a thing, and instead of understanding, you go and give your kid cough syrup or some shit. Or you just believe it, or you just now you're buying homeopathic cough syrup every time they have you've got this nice little habit of buying the shit you don't need. It's just, you can't do anything about it though. You have to let people friggin' do it. You have to let people do it. You can't not, man. How do you stop that? How do you stop somebody selling you water, bottled water, and saying it'll cure you? How do you stop it? You can tell them they can't do that and throw them in jail?
How? They're not selling anything illegal.
And
But how isn't that isn't that false advertising?
It is. And that's kind of where you go, right? Is to false advertising.
But then the whole vitamin industry's dead.
That's kind of what I mean, is that
But it's not.
or you can use false advertising to retroactively punish someone.
Do you know how
for
they
not
get away with it
delivering
though?
on something,
and this kind of shit pisses me off. This is how they get away with it. They'll say this will fix you, but then there's a disclaimer at the bottom that says none of these claims have been tested by science.
Yeah. No, there's ways to do it.
This is not meant to treat any disease.
They just use more
talk to
careful
your
language.
doctor.
They develop new language.
They
get a blog.
But this is the thing I don't understand. People believe this stuff works because they ignore the disclaimer that admits that it doesn't.
That's right.
But
and we're trained to ignore the disclaimers, by the way. Like, the disclaimers on most things are ridiculous. Like, it's either like you're taking some weird med and you're agreeing that it's going to kill you.
Yeah, do you have Crohn's disease? Is it hard for you to eat?
You're operating
Take this pill. May result in bleeding of the pancreas, death, and seizures. Also, never sleep again. Like,
alternatively,
extreme depression.
You just bought a hair dryer and the fucking warning on it says, don't use this while you're sleeping in a bathtub, because it could kill you. You know, like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but when warnings like that show up, does it mean that someone did it?
I think that's part of it, like Kinder Eggs in the States.
Or are they just covering their ass?
It's like, I see. Some of them are oddly specific. You know, like, some of them are really oddly specific.
Some of them are really fucking specific, man.
That's what makes me question.
Like, but then you have things like Tide Pods, which have always had a thing on them that says "Don't consume this," and people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat it."
Let's look into cracking down on this too. It just fucking it's such a strange thing. And that's something that bugs me about going to college and shit, is that the faculty there, they have this hierarchy, and they're like, they put forward a front that it's like the hierarchy is the hierarchy, but then if you just raise a fucking ruckus, they'll shift all the shit around, and like, they're just willing to crumble the shit if some kind of a social force just happens to show up.
But that's because it's their livelihood.
That's right.
And, I mean, what will people do if their livelihood's in danger? Pretty much fucking anything. I think there's a really... I'm going to get on a bit of a Sargon rant here, I think.
Do it up.
There's a huge lack of people who will stand on principle these days.
That's true.
If there's anything I can praise Sargon for, and I don't know that he necessarily sticks to this through his actions, but he's very adamant about standing on principle.
Yeah.
And whether or not he does it himself, it's a good message.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think more people should listen to it.
I know there's a lot of, like, checking the mood of the room going on,
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
I don't know how good that is.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's really not. If you've got a racist versus a good person, and we're just waiting to see if more racists or more good people are in the room to react.
That's not good.
No, it's not good at all. And it's fucking like, and if you've got somebody who's being accused of being racist and isn't, and somebody screaming racist at them.
See, that's the flip side of it, right?
That's right. That's why it's all cancer. It's you can't just put it in one set of terms like this website here, everyday feminism. Viewing it from one half of the lens.
That's where you're getting this.
It makes
topic.
it fucking
Race matters.
Race, fuck race.
Think about this. Okay.
I don't know.
Just calling out fucking everyday feminism right now, saying race matters. I'm not going to read the rest of that line because it doesn't fucking matter. How do they argue with fucking race realists in the alt-right that want an ethno-state, and then they're up here putting a race matters fucking article up?
There's no differences. The differences are differences because there's no differences. Don't you get it? Okay?
Do you ever wish you could kill yourself but then still be alive? Just to experience the death?
Tap out. Just like, okay.
Just to experience the death but then not actually have to pay for it?
Just observer mode, kind of. Just see it.
Like, I just want to know how bad it hurts.
Right.
To shoot yourself in the face. I want to know, but I don't. But I love being alive.
I want to see this all play out.
And I think people who kill themselves are pussies.
Yes. Well, there's that too.
But I just want to know what it feels like.
There is no way. There is no way.
I know.
You can't. You can't. Because then you're either
Not
way.
Until the singularity hits and we're in the simulation.
If you concoct some method of martyring yourself, then you've concocted a method of martyring yourself, and it's.
I have no desire to martyr myself.
You're just another.
If I did it, it would just be an experiment to see how it feels. I don't give a fuck about. I'm not. We're back to this cause thing again. Fuck the tanks. They're not running me over.
Today on the whataboutery.
On the whataboutery.
What else we got, buddy?
There's an endless fucking pool
Are you
of
drying
bullshit.
Oh, up in Ontario. The fucking
What is this?
The Liberals, I guess they doubled their projected
Oh, Ford
spending.
was unsuccessful in shrinking the Ontario government.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun. I
He
don't
was
really-
unsuccessful.
Nah.
They blocked him.
I just love that people took it to be such a virtuous thing.
I
Like,
love how
It was,
how democracy works these days. It's like, oh, people voted you in to do what they want, and now you're going to do what they want. No, fuck you. Us, the minority, are going to stop you from doing that. If there's anything wrong with fucking democracy, it's that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like, why can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, and I feel like it's kind of one-sided. I feel like when someone who is opposition to the right, so like a non-conservative, is in power, we just get, and again, I'm a liberal, but the conservatives get fucking steamrolled by the liberals whenever they're in power.
Yep.
They and anytime they try to speak up, everyone's just like, sit down, shut the fuck up.
Yep.
We won, we get to decide what happens. But when the fucking conservatives win, they try to do the same thing, and the liberals are like, no, sit down, shut the fuck up. We lost, but we still count, so you have to do what we say.
the Liberals project onto the Conservatives exactly what they are, and they're really good at it. They are the overriders. They're the backroom dealers. They're the fucking the socialites.
They're
and
fucking
the elites.
sneaky bitches.
Dude, it's completely ass backwards. And I'm not saying the Conservatives aren't all those things, because they happen to be those things.
Yeah, but the liberals have gotten
they're amazing at it, dude.
they've got domestic espionage down to a fucking art.
Look, I don't know about this cabinet thing, this shrinking of the cabinet thing.
I'm not sure if it's a good idea either.
I that's the thing, though, is that I'm not seeing any argument on whether or not it's a good idea.
But
I'm
it's
seeing
their
human
turn to
rights
play with the
being played out.
toys. It's their turn to play with the toys. They
Same
won.
with the rolling back of the sexual health education, you know?
Or what, are we talking about?
Nobody knows anything about either curriculum.
Are we talking about teachers telling kids in
I don't even know.
grade 3 or younger that it's okay to watch porn or
I don't
like,
even
things
know.
like that?
I don't even know what they're going for. I really don't. And that's kind of what the thing is that it's a thing that's in place now, apparently. And if it strikes me that the liberals think that it's like we're going to teach kids about homosexuality.
What happened to sex ed where you just taught kids about the mechanics of reproduction?
That's what I think.
What happened?
And well, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to repeal the new shit and bring it back to what it was, which was literally the mechanics of reproduction.
This is the thing, right?
We did it.
We
did that shit.
I'm okay with there being optional classes for kids that want to learn about gender identity and stuff.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
I'll
take it.
If people ask for it, I think they have the right to have it. I don't necessarily agree with it.
I find like
But changing sex education, which is supposed to explain the birds and the bees to kids, into this other thing where, you know, you've got fucking 10-year-olds becoming trenders.
Well, it goes way out of the realms of sex in terms of sexual reproduction, and it becomes purely sex for teenagers having sex.
Yeah.
And I think that they're thinking too hard about that.
Yeah.
And also a little thing on identity, the gender identity thing. I don't know what that's like. Must be brutal. But I pity people who get their identity from their school. I really do. If that's where it has to come from for these people,
I feel sad for people who get their identity from their gender.
That too. But just
I've never been confused about my gender, but I've also never identified.
That's right.
With my sexual orientation.
I refuse the concept of identity.
It's just an immutable fact about who I am.
Maybe not even really my name. My name is an identifier for me.
It's a label.
It's a pointer to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's not me. I can't identify myself.
But like I feel like identifying with your gender is like a fucking null reference.
It's honestly
error. Like
it's honestly taking something like the way you like to dress or the things, you know what I mean, and
which
breaking
is shallow.
it into.
It doesn't mean anything.
And their whole thing is that it's all a social construct, and they're just in the process of creating huge social constructs around gender.
You know what this
massive
reminds me of?
social constructs.
I was working nights at a corner store one time, and this young guy, who was probably 16, came in, and he looked like some One Direction Disney boy band shit, right? He had bell bottoms on,
A beautiful boy,
and tight clothes, and he was dressed like what you'd expect to see from that kind of a thing. And I was being kind of a dick, but I asked him, I was like, man, how do you breathe in those fucking pants? Like, why do you put those on? And his answer, I'm a musician.
Oh, that's gross.
I was like, why do you dress like that? And his
gross.
answer was, well, dude, I'm a musician. And I laughed right in his face. I was like, dude, I'm a musician. I don't base the way that I dress off of my hobbies.
That's the things that
really strange.
That's the thing that we're training out of our young little buddy, you know, is like the whole like, hey, stop identifying with all these fucking things. Stop, you know.
Yeah.
Like, stop. Use the stereotype for a band, not yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on. Like, it's fine. It's fine. It's just that's how we end up with all this everyday feminism stuff, is that, you know, I built some identity, and do you all want to get on board with my identity?
Shallow fucking shit that doesn't mean anything. Like, these guys are, like, these people are going to grow up, and one day they're going to realize that it was just a bunch of wasted energy on this stuff. Like, it didn't mean anything. It never is going to mean anything. And if they don't grow out of it, they're going to be weird. Like, they're going to be fucking weird.
It makes me wonder what the new thing will be, you know? Because this social awareness thing has to get exhausting for people eventually. Like it's an exhausting endeavor to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't really seem to be going anywhere. Like
it's not productive.
Especially with this signaling era. When will the results era be? You know, when
Never.
When will people?
Never. The job's never done.
I kind of, but like, when will people? Like, really, when will the results get all the clicks instead of the speculation? You know what I mean? When will that, you know? When will the time come when people figure it out that, you know, we can't just hypothesize things and then forget about them? The results matter.
I guess it depends on what the results are.
I think that's the current model, you know, is that it's like, if it sounds good.
They seem really confident. People seem really confident that they know what the results are, though.
That's something I've noticed. A lot of lefties and some righties that I don't like are always I'm a stats guy.
But they're always making predictions about experiments that haven't finished.
Yes.
And that they don't know the mechanics of yet. And it's like, that would have been like, you know, people like Newton making assumptions before the apple fell. I know that's not necessarily how he came up with that, but
and there's an element of humanness to all of this. In that tomorrow somebody could come up with this logical bullshit structure that everybody latches onto and everybody's talking about. And
but haven't you seen logic is a tool of the patriarchy?
That's right. Well, that's an example of that kind of a thing. Is that actually caught on with a lot of people, and it's been brought on board.
Like, think about the implications of that. What does that mean? So let's just be illogical all the time?
It's unmaintainable. I don't think they can hold on to it. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy.
It's actually insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually insane.
And that's what makes me like, what is creating the insanity?
Do you know what the world would look like in 100 years if everybody just started running on emotion 24/7? There'd be no humans left.
Yeah, and I guess
we'd go extinct. We'd kill each other.
How do you devalue emotion to people? You know, how do you show people that their emotions aren't important without breaking them?
See, I don't know.
Right?
Like, I have personal life experiences that showed me that whenever I got overly emotional, it damaged my position in life.
Do you think that then, like, the pain is kind of necessary?
Yeah, but it's weird to see it happening on, like, a mob mentality scale.
Right, true. And also, doesn't that make, like, the final solutionists, like, not like Nazism, but like communists and all that, doesn't that make their model inherently broken? Like, if in order to learn, some people have to fail.
Yeah. Well,
right?
there's
you see what
there's a gentleman that we've been talking about the last little while that I'm pretty convinced that, you know, I forget sometimes that I'm almost twice the age of some of these people. And I think that given 2 decades, he'll grow out of a lot of the stupid shit he believes. Or he won't. He'll become a radical and cause problems.
But by the same token, you can't be nuked for failure. It also means that you have to allow people to fail.
But you do get nuked for failure.
There has to be a price, but it can't be... like, if you have to fail in order to succeed, or you're probably going to fail if you try to succeed.
You have to fail to learn how to succeed.
That's right. Okay, so if that has to be, then there has to be a safeguard on the failure, because it's necessary for all people, technically. And I mean, truthfully, nobody's 100% success.
People get nuked for the failure, but the earth isn't salted. You can come back from it. Like,
yes. I think that it's important to keep that in mind.
A lot of my experience of growing up and becoming more mature was coming to grips with the fact that the world is unforgiving about the mistakes I made.
Yes.
And
hugely important.
And for a long time I was waiting for this hand to come down into the hole and say, we'll help you up.
Yeah.
And I just kept waiting for it, and then eventually I was like, all right, I'm climbing out. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And but then you get out and they're all and once you get out, they're all standing there waiting for you to give you big hugs and stuff. That's the thing, that a lot of people don't get to that point, so they just think everybody's evil.
Yeah.
Everybody's just punishing me for the bad decisions that I've made. But if you take it upon yourself to climb out of that fucking pit, then the hands come out and they say, look, you did it. You're not a piece of shit anymore. Now we'll help you.
I want to hit that point, man. I'm in that black pill pit.
You gotta fucking climb, man.
I'm telling you.
Stick your hands into the fucking mud.
Fucking real.
And slip.
All the
and
goddamn,
slide and
all
fall.
the people that we've been encountering. I see those people like Frank and
Frankie
fucking
boy.
Frankie boy. Those people are the people I see as the ones who would be giving me the hand, and it's making me mad.
Old Henry.
Oh, Henry.
Yeah, no, they
You
won't.
know what I
though.
mean?
They
Like,
won't until you prove that you're better
That's
than them.
right. Well, but that's.
I know, right? It's a trap. It's a trap.
No, and like, how else do you do it than that, though?
That's the
Really
only
and
way.
truly.
It's the only way.
That's what's sick about it.
And you know what the best part is?
fucking
You know what the
sick.
best part is? Half of them still won't respect you.
Right. Well,
But-
and I mean, like, yeah.
But you know
okay.
what I've learned? Nothing matters.
Nothing.
Nobody matters. Nothing matters.
Very little is of
until I
importance.
decide they do.
Yeah. No, and that's
I
legit
love.
too.
Look, I've really embraced my optimistic nihilism. Like you'll hear people, and I hear a lot of people that I disagree with. They get into the nihilism, and but they stop at the nothing means anything and nothing matters. So there's no point.
Oh.
And it's like, no. You guys came to the wrong conclusion. Nothing means anything and nothing matters. And the point is you're the only one who can make things that matter and that mean nature. Nothing in nature means anything or matters. But I can make things that aren't nature. I can do things that aren't nature, and those things matter, even if they only matter to me.
Yeah.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
And I'm happy in this position. It makes me feel good. And sometimes people disagree with me. Actually, I'm surprised how many people will hear me do my spiel on optimistic nihilism, and then they're like, yeah, that's pretty good. But I don't give a fuck if they do or not. I don't care, because I'm not them. It's not my responsibility to give them meaning.
Oh, and your view, by definition, makes it so that there's no need to care. Yeah, it's,
I can decide to.
Yeah.
That's the great part. I have all the power.
Yeah.
I have all of the power. If I want to, I can decide to care about what another person's doing. But I have no fucking... There's nothing pulling on me. There's nothing making me do it. And I mean, I'm going to get a little bit... I'm going to stroke my dick a little bit here. But that means that when I do decide to care about someone who doesn't matter, that makes me a better person.
Yeah.
That makes me...
Yeah.
I have the moral high ground when I decide to care about someone who isn't me.
That's something I find
It's
interesting.
not virtue signaling.
People-
Because I don't need
yeah.
to do it. I don't fucking care what anybody else thinks.
If you live your life with the like you put the obligations on yourself.
And I rarely do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make it sound like I'm out there fucking being a philanthropist and caring about people. I usually don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't. And some people have told me, like, well, that's pretty insensitive. Don't you care about where the planet goes? I'm like, I deeply care about where the fucking planet goes. But I've realized through my own experiences and through watching other people that not only do I not care, I don't have the power to affect most people if I wanted to anyways.
Don't mean shit.
They have to put their hand out first. And a lot of the time, the best thing for me to do is slap it out of the way and say, fuck you, and walk away, because they don't have the strength to get help. They need to build the strength first before help is any use to them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is...
So I'm just a dick to people.
Listen, most of the times, though, if you got a buddy who's addicted to drugs, the only thing he needs from you is money to get his drugs.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he would need from you.
That's the only thing he wants from you.
And the couch and stuff is because you've been feeding him money to give him for drugs, and he's not paying his rent. It doesn't...
and then you're worse than him.
It doesn't scale. That shit doesn't scale.
No.
I don't know what you can do for them apart from
The best thing you can do for them is
dumping them on an expert or
tell
a
them to fuck
fucking-
off
yeah.
and fix their shit. And then when they do fix their shit, that you'll be there for them.
Yeah.
And if they never come back, then they weren't worth your time.
And it's like...
I'm sorry if that sounds... I'm not.
How much of
I'm
a
not sorry.
withdrawal do you think, though? Like, can you still be friends with the individual?
It depends.
I guess it's totally
depends.
dependent on how often they're bugging you and how much...
It totally depends.
Yeah.
If they respect the distance that you put between them,
Right.
then it's fine. You have
Right.
to be the judge of it yourself. But there's certain people in my life that I keep in contact with every once in a while. Get a hold of them, check on them, say how you doing, maybe go have a beer with them, chill out for a bit. But there's other ones that I've just completely written off, and I don't care if they die.
I don't know. That
I
happens,
care
man.
about them,
Right.
and I wish that they would be successful and happy. But if they die because they won't change their things, then that's fucking
like
their
this-
choice. It's not my choice.
You're signing a document. It's
Yeah.
basically like they've wavered off.
Yeah.
You know, they've wavered off.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I don't have a fucking God complex. I don't have any responsibility to make people do what I don't even know what they need.
Also,
That's the thing. They don't know what they need. How the fuck am I supposed to
it
know?
often backfires. Like it's one thing about a government agency handing out needles or whatever, but it's a totally other thing when you're the one handing the needles to your buddy. Like, where are you getting that money from? You know, and
Well, then you're letting them hurt you too.
and then every time, you know,
Now, not only are they hurting themselves, but if they realize that you're letting them hurt you too, you're just giving them more fuel to fail.
Yeah.
Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
You're digging their hole deeper for them.
100%.
Like, they're in the hole, not trying to climb out, and you're sitting there with a fucking backloader fucking digging it out fucking while they're in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
and
good.
picking them up in the bucket and moving them.
And I feel this is the same way I feel about helping third world countries. Like, look we do this fucking thing where we're just like, okay. There's a conversation that happened in an undisclosed location with me and a group of other people a couple days ago, and we were talking about benefits of globalization and how providing education to people in countries who can't afford it is a benefit. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, yeah, if they go back after. If they don't, then we're poaching talent from a country that needs it desperately.
Yeah, take the top few percent, bring them in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, send us all your smartest folks, and then we're never giving them back. Fuck you. Like, that's the worst thing you could do. That's like that's like taking a fucking a junkie and like teaching them, or like trying to I'm not sure how to word this. It's damaging. It's not good. It's like it's not the same as separating them from the thing that's hurting them. It's you're giving them more of the thing that's hurting them.
Yeah, it's
which
kinda,
is less people who can fix them.
It's funny. It's like the government programs. Now that I'm thinking about it, they look like toxic friendships for people who don't have any friends.
Yeah.
To leech.
Yeah.
Off of.
Yeah.
I can see the use of a government program for somebody who like.
You know what
Can't
it
find a
reminds me of?
job legit and is trying real hard
This
and
is-
needs money for the next month.
On the
you
topic
know?
of like poaching talent from like third world countries, this is what it reminds me of. Say I see a guy, and he's really talented. He's got some really good ideas, but he sucks with money, and he just can't get his business off the ground because he doesn't know what he's doing. And I say, you know what? I'll help you. I'll help fund your business. And I fucking steal all of his ideas, and I patent them under my company name, and then I fire him. That's what
Game
we're
over.
doing. That's what we're doing to these people, and it's like, it makes me really mad because like I would like to see a world where there are no developing countries. They're all fucking first world countries or second world countries or whatever.
Whatever
Like-
the scale is.
Yeah, or half world countries. That would be good. We could probably improve a
Half
little bit.
world, yeah.
Yeah. First world,
We can go for
get
half.
it down to half world.
First world to half, third world to half world sounds
Yeah.
pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like
it.
seeing a world where that's happening, because it would be good for everyone.
Yeah.
It would improve everybody's economy. Ours,
That's
we'd
what
have
I
better
hear.
trading
Yeah.
partners, but we're not doing it. And I don't, the conspiracy theorists would jump in and be like, that's because we like taking advantage of them.
That's the juice, right?
Oh, God, it's someone.
Get your sanity
If
juice.
it's not the Jews, it's someone else.
Take your sanity juice.
But
It's not the juice.
If it's not the Jews, it's lizard people. And if it's not lizard people, it's fucking
Lizard
Hollow
Jews.
Earth dwelling Nazis riding on dinosaurs.
Hollow Earth dwelling lizard Jew Nazis. Okay. Yeah. Hollow Earth dwelling lizard Jew Nazis. That'll be the new banner. That'll be the new picture.
Calm down.
Sorry.
That's a little much.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. 3 newborn babies, 2 adults stabbed at a New York City daycare center.
Jesus Christ.
That's been on the screen this whole time. I never saw it.
Stab them. Curious.
Yeah, it's CTV, so I love that CTV's got great coverage of friggin' the
Yeah, they're
states.
pretty good.
They just cover all the things. Let's see what we got here. Up in Canada
Who
land.
was the stabber?
A woman stabbed 5 people, 3 newborn babies.
Misogyny. It's a lie.
What the fuck?
It's a lie. Couldn't have been a woman. Women aren't violent. That's not toxic masculinity.
I'd love to hear the story,
Fuck you,
man.
it's a lie. I don't want to hear about it. La 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 la. No, really, what happened?
A butcher knife and a meat cleaver were found at the scene.
I'm actually not even remotely surprised that a woman stabbed children.
The woman suspected in the attack was discovered bleeding and unconscious in the basement. And after the officers applied a tourniquet, she
did she try to kill herself after?
I mean, sounds kind of like it. Dude. There's no story, though. Did she just, like, rush in, like,
I don't know,
dual-wielding a cleaver and start going? Like, see, I've heard
she was
that,
a rogue class.
I've heard that it's kind of common for, like, moms to go after their kids to, you know, like,
as far as I
postpartum
know,
and shit,
as far as I know, the statistics
what is
say
it called?
that
Blue crying, purple crying.
I don't know, but I know that it's more common for women to murder children than men.
Yeah,
and a lot of the time it's their own children. Like, how many times do you hear about a woman putting her kids into a car, sticking it in neutral, and driving it into a lake? Like, it's happened more times than anyone wants to admit.
Drowning in the bathtub.
Purple crying.
It actually happens every, like, few days or something, or a few times.
Oh, so we're talking, like, postpartum depression.
Yeah, and it's
stuff.
It's colic and persistent crying. It apparently just goes for hours and hours and hours.
I was a colicky baby.
Was that?
I
what
never
does that
shut the
even
fuck
word?
up.
What
It's
does
a
that
stomach
even mean?
problem. The baby is like I think it's very much like acid reflux.
Oh yeah.
So the baby just screams bloody murder 24/7.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. See that? I think that apparently that leads a lot of people to snap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of weird shit though. Like
sleep deprivation will fuck a lot of people up, man.
There's like fucking putting babies in cardboard boxes and then stacking them up in the garage, like fucking
crazy shit.
The high numbers, they found like 8 babies, man, and shit.
Jesus Christ.
Like, yeah, there's like a chick who had like 10 abortions on the books and several off the books. Like,
wow,
it still happens. It's still real. That's fucking boom. What else do we got?
Crazy shit.
Science. Yeah. I don't know any other stories. I don't think.
I think we're about done. Anyways, we've been going at it for a while here.
Yeah, 2 hours, 9 minutes.
Yeah,
52 seconds. 3.
So
seconds.
well, a word from our sponsor before we leave. Sanity juice. For when the world gets you down and you just can't take it anymore, you drink the sanity juice. Please fucking stop.
I took my sanity juice the other day and.
Did you fucking stop?
I'm no longer a liberalistism. I'm not.
You're not a liberalist of Applebee's anymore?
That's right. It also cured my latent feminism.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I don't think YouTubers are important anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Immediate results. So
that's good results.
Yeah.
The real question is, though, do you believe in anything else that's insane?
I believe in God.
Oh, the sanity juice didn't work. Sorry, our sponsors failed.
Good.
We're out.